Hello. Dude, I hate how much of a banger this song is, man. It's crazy how hard that song goes. Benny, did you submit your 10 votes in Texas and Florida because Hassan said he would do a tasteful, spicy photo shoot? Yeah, didn't Hassan say he would do a nude photo shoot if Kamala won in Texas? Oh yeah, fill out the census Cartwheel does. It's really cool. I'm going to get absolutely blasted this weekend. I'm going to be. I might drink tonight, folks. We'll see how the election goes. I'm just going to hang out, shoot this shit. I feel like I just want. I can't look away from the election. I truly can't. So I might as well hang out with you guys and ask the Americans questions and make fun of you. I mean, this song goes so hard, though. You got to give them that. Oh my god, I will vote. Oh my god, I'll take the Espectacor census. Am I right? That's what you're gonna be singing. Who is it even by? Trump song by Los Tres de la Habana. Are you a fan of Los Tres de la Habana? Their early work was a little too commercial for me, but I feel they really came into their own with their single Trump song. There was a certain air of professionalism about the track that truly left the others behind. Sorry, I watched American Psycho last night. That movie fucking goes, dude. American Psycho is so funny. It's so good. It's actually like such a good movie. I haven't watched the last 40 minutes. Don't tell me what happens. But I've read the book, so I know anyways. Aspect, will you be upholding your civil duty in taking the census? Of course. I've already voted 10 times today. What's submitting another form, you know? Released in 1980 to 636 million views. 1980, folks. A lot going on in 1980. Big things happening. New York Tech Guild is on strike. Do not play the connections. Folks, don't worry. No connections, no crossword. I hear you. I support striking workers. All right? I'm making the connection between working class values and class solidarity and work. Wait, what the fuck? God damn. Thank you very much. Kebab? TM? Thank you. Holy shit. Thank you for the 20 gifted off rip. My god. You know what? I should spin the wheel. I'll spin the wheel, all right? Thank you very much for the gifties. Oh, if it's Coffee Cow Karaoke, I'm going to cry real tears. Oh, okay. Hey, cheers. I hope you guys have a good election night. Take some water, eat some food, drink care of yourself. Take some water, eat. Can we try this again? Drink some water, eat some food, take care of yourself. Wow, that's incredible. I switched the first 3 words around. Okay, I'm going to work. Thank you so much for the 20 gifties, Kebab. Good luck at the in the corporate jungle. Commuting on the lunch break. Hey. Good luck out there. All right. The guild made a substitute connections. Wait, really? Wow, there's a New York Times Games picket line. Connection Strike Edition. Okay. Starbucks, Chipotle, McDonald's, Subway, fast food. What? Oh no. Okay, well then it's not Subway. It's Joe's Pizza. No. It's Trader Joe's. Food chains that have unions. I didn't know about this. Well, there you go, folks. There you go. Metro, rail, subway, taxi? Or no, the L train. What? Okay, maybe not. Maybe it is taxi. Oh no. But but Metro, rail, subway. What? Union strong, gray lady, no contract, no code, shut it down. New York Times, union chance. Okay. Rat. Subway, Joe's Pizza, taxi. Things you associate with New York. Ah! Metro, rail, L, and BART trains? There you go. People in the US be like, we also have a train named Bort or something. I don't know. Where should I watch election coverage? Wait, how funny would Canadian election coverage be? Guys, what if we watched like CBC Live? I'm not watching H-Rock stream. That feels like too much of a yoink, alright? What do you think? NBC? Do you guys have a website? Give me like a let me look. Bring up chatters on Discords and we can be the experts in your interview. How fucking funny would it be? Okay, like I know this election is full of serious issues, but all we can do is laugh, all right? How funny would it be? I pull 4 random chatters from my Discord and I have it up like a fucking Tucker Carlson panel interview. And it's like we got like one person wearing cat ears and the other person is like a VTuber with ginormous breasts. The bottom one is like a fucking like a little just PNG of Glorp, and then bottom right corner guy is just the most normal looking dude you've ever seen. And you can just tell that there's like they have no idea what they're talking about. We don't even speak about real issues. The conversation derails to like the recent Monster Hunter Wilds update. Okay, hold on. How Canadians can watch the U.S. election. If Yo, Terezi for real, waiting in the VC right now. Thank you very much for the 5 gifties. Guys, I hate... How about CBC News Live? Oh, America Votes, CBC News Special? Wait, this could be so much funnier.
You're from Canada, why do you care? And together you came to the conclusion that, well...
What? Guys? Hold on a second. Can somebody explain to me the American electoral system? Thomas the Gremlin, thank you very much for the raid. Guys, help me out here. How does this work?
When you're in your home and you smell smoke, you stick your head out the window to see if your neighbor's house is burning down. So the neighbors are up to something, and so that's
votes come in
why
early
as
'cause it's
Canadians
from
we
rural
care very
areas.
deeply to figure out is something on fire, Rosie?
Yeah, not yet, but that's what we're watching for with great interest, obviously, in this country.
Okay, I want the American broadcast. These people are too Canadian to make fun of. Associated Press, boring, impartial. Do we have like CNN? Oh, Fox?
Here, let's just start because so many race calls have been made.
Whoa. I don't know about the Fox News chat.
College votes up for grabs. Kamala
And he got there.
This campaign was change. What people really want is change. And so what you saw in both of their closing arguments was an attempt to argue they're the change candidate. And so what we are seeing, for example, with independents, I think is notable because I think the person who winds
Some
up...
states are way more seats and there's red skew for rural states, but it will catch up. Wait, aren't you not American? Why is it that the people who know about the American election in my chat are all like from Europe? You guys think, dude, hold on a second. You guys think you're on the team, man. No, I'm just kidding. Obviously, it's like a very influential election, and I actually genuinely appreciate you helping me. But it is funny to make fun of you guys. Hold on. I have the perfect thing for this. Let's see. Hold. Wow. Australia cares a lot about the American election because our economy is heavily impacted. Yeah, so it's kind of like Canada. Like we're not there, but it's like with me, it's also like in terms of, in addition to the economic connection that Canada has with the US, I also feel that we have a very strong cultural connection with them, and we tend to, things that happen in the US culturally kind of happen in Canada like 5 years later. If you're talking about like politically, it's very interesting. Right. Yeah, so it's similar vibe, kebab. Anyways, not making fun of you, but you know those like right-wing grifters from the Philippines? This is how I like. I love this video so much. It's like half of me watches this video and thinks like this is so cute, but also like this is a great. I can't wait for the perfect moment to pull this out in a reply, man. I've started learning the Hitman speedrun and I've started with season 3. Which one? Master Trilogy? I would say the hardest season is 2 because there's a bunch of levels that have long runs. But like if you can handle the runs in 3, you can handle any of them. I would say they're all pretty comparable in terms of difficulty. It's just that 2 has like long runs that go forever. Anyways, let's go back to making fun of Americans.
Up winning this race will be the person who ultimately voters say that's the change candidate.
And like everything in this election year, it's complicated because you have a former
Absolutely.
president. So there's
That's
a certain.
How are we feeling about the fashion on this panel, folks? I don't know about the pink suit. I just don't know. I feel like this is pretty safe. I feel like, you know, so is this. But what do we feel? The pink suit? You know what? Yeah, I guess when I look at everybody else, she's kind of eating them up.
Incumbency there and a sitting vice president. And there's certain incumbency there as well.
There's something baked into Donald
Right.
Trump's call for a change
You're
here
hedging,
because he
Kebab.
was already in the White House for 4 years. Same thing for Vice President Harris as you're looking at the popularity or favorability rating for President Biden, which is low. And so the question, is that going to be a drag on how she does? To your point on the get out the vote effort, this is why early vote was critical for both of these campaigns with some 79 million people voting early.
Dude, look at the picture they used. Why is the picture they used for Donald Trump so funny?
Those votes. What if somebody gets sick? What if somebody's, kid has to stay out of school or whatever? Get those votes in now to get them locked and loaded.
Let me just change the conversation just for a moment because we do have another call to make, and it's an NBC News projection in the state of South Carolina. South Carolina will go to Donald Trump when all the votes are counted later. And here's where the breakdown right now that Donald Trump, again, the projected winner.
24% of the votes are in. And they're already calling it for him? Is that... I'm dumb. Isn't that crazy?
Vote in there, a vote difference of about 104,000. But again, Donald Trump will pick up South Carolina. Here's where it leaves us on the road to 270.
I can name these states. Oklahoma. Memo. That's Missouri. Missouri. Sorry, Missourians. That's Kentucky. That's Tennessee. That's... Oh, fuck. Alabama. That's Florida. That's South Carolina. That's West Virginia. And then this... I don't know what's going on here. Is this one state or is this another state, like, giving another state back shots? I can't... No, that's Virginia, because it looks like a V. And that's Massachusetts, because Boston is on this little hook here. Correct?
In front with 99. Kamala Harris 27.
It's Vermont. Oh, I said Virginia. I meant Vermont.
Have closed. They're counting, but we don't have results yet. Still either too early to call or too close to call. Let's go to NBC's Garrett Haake. He's at Trump headquarters in West Palm Beach, Florida, at Mar-a-Lago. Tell us what the campaign is saying to you.
The spy haven.
Well, Savannah, what seems to be calming nerves down the street.
Do you see any classified documents out? John.
Is what they're seeing out of Georgia
Anywhere
right
in plain
now,
sight, at
we're
least.
Just discussing where their key to victory was essentially blowing the doors off in rural turnout and improving their margins among minority voters, Latino voters, black voters. The campaign is seeing, in the same exit polls we're looking at, improvement among black voters, particularly black men, who the Trump campaign has spent heavily for months and months and months to try to win over, even just a few percentage points, the kind of thing that could make a difference in a state decided by fewer than...
These are only right. Have you seen this Trump clip? I'm about to. Yes. Yeah, I have seen the clip where it looks like he's filleting the mic. All right, but in I don't want to defend him, but I will say in his defense, you know, that's easy. It's easy to get clipped out of context, all right? Like, I emote a lot with my hands. I'm no Gordon Ramsay. I don't do this all the time. But, like, you know, you can probably find, like, an isolated clip of me. Oh, I just did it, right? Where it looks like I'm, like, you know, you could find a clip of Donald Trump dancing and be like, look, he's jacking two guys off. But I don't think it's, like, you know, I feel like there's more glaring issues with the Trump campaign than him as, like, an individual.
Than 12,000 votes 4 years ago. The other thing that I think has accrued to Trump's
favor
in
you're wild and
Georgia
chill out.
is the resumption of unity among Georgia Republicans. Remember, there was a huge fallout with Brian Kemp, the popular Republican governor there after 2020. Trump and Kemp made amends, although they rarely appeared together on the campaign trail. The two singing from the same hymnal in the race's closing weeks, along with a lot of these other Trump candidates, could be helpful to Trump in that state.
All right, Garrett, we have a call to make. This is North Carolina, the governor's race there. Josh Stein, the Democrat, takes the race there. He faced off against the Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson, a very controversial candidate, and the polls had showed, well, we talked about ticket splitting, where perhaps the vote for the presidency might be
so
different.
This is a vote for
like
local shit, like governors as well.
The winner of the governor's race in North Carolina. Just a brief word about this controversial lieutenant governor candidate. You both are jumping to tell me who wants to take.
Let me just say one small thing. One small thing, which is this, because Kristen will get into, I think, how controversial this Republican gubernatorial candidate was. But just remember the ticket splitting piece. This is a state that has ticket split president, governor before. That's it, right? So this, I think,
they have a Democratic governor right now.
That's exactly right. So if somebody's looking at this going, well, the Democratic governor won in North Carolina, doesn't that mean maybe that Vice President Harris is a lock? It does not. And just to throw that out there, this is a state that where Republicans know how to check a Republican for president.
What's your custom Discord server invite you were all going to be? I don't
Mark
know.
Robinson's was beset by
I didn't even know I could make one of those.
Because he was determined that he posted some highly controversial comments on an adult website.
What?
And so
back up. Whoa. This man was commenting on Pornhub? Dude, if you're in the Pornhub comments, you are not seeing the face of God. I'm sorry. You're lost.
He was determined that he posted some highly controversial comments on an adult website. And so the backlash was massive. This result was expected. The question is, that was, by the way, one of the controversies. I'm giving you the biggest one. The question is, will he drag down support for former President Trump? We don't know the answer, but we do know that in 2020, President Biden was not able to win this state because there was, in part, it's believed, a controversial Democratic candidate for Senate. And that
Listen, guys, a lot of this is pretty confusing to me, but here's how Bernie could still win this. All right. Now, if we go,
think his chances.
He owed debt to a porn shop. Who goes to a porn shop anymore? Like, what is this? Like Pulp Fiction? Do those even exist? Ooh, man, I don't even want to know what it's like in there. Like, who's the guy running the counter? You know those floors are sticky.
zoom out a little bit.
He was eating pizza in the porn shop? No, dude. No.
Hasn't won the state of North
That's
Carolina
so
since 2008 when Barack Obama did it. Trump
That's
added-
honestly worse than going to the porn shop to buy porn. Because at least if you went there to buy porn, you could like assume that they were like shameful about being there and they just got in and gone out. And it's like, oh, well, he don't have internet, you know? He didn't know. Bro was eating pizza in there? Oh, man. That's terminal gooner brain rot, man.
3 campaign stops in these closing days of the race.
Spent the whole weekend there, 3 days straight in North Carolina.
How important this state is to his path.
Also, a sense that it might have been slipping away and trying to shore up there.
Absolutely.
Well, North Carolina was very, very tight in 2022. Trump won it, but it was right up there in terms of narrow margins.
Which
Absolutely.
And it's a good reminder that even if the electoral vote count ultimately has a pretty wide gap, these margins can be very
Wait,
tight.
that's crazy that guy was going to the... Like, he made comments on a adult website that was fucked up and is like, you know, had a huge scandal. Bro still got like 29% of the votes. Like, everybody was down for him, man. They're like, whatever, man. He's a gooner. He's my guy. I don't care.
Electoral votes, listen, they all go to the winner, right? So that's what matters here in a state like North Carolina.
Well, we already talked to Garrett Haake, who was in West Palm at Trump headquarters. Let's go over to Peter Alexander. He's at the Harris headquarters in Washington.
Hey, Savannah, you know, you just heard from Garrett a moment ago.
First
about
candidate
how
to
Donald
represent
Trump's team seems to be
gooners.
satisfied that he
Yo!
is
You'll get turned into an example. Y'all gotta stop playing with me, man.
Yo.
With white voters over Joe Biden's
Rusty Shackelford 31. Thank you for the 2 years. Thank you for the prime.
Another thing I'm hearing from senior officials within the campaign as they get ready to start the program here is that they are seeing really good enthusiasm
Did you
among
guys hear
those
that?
youngest voters, those college students in particular right now. They're talking about long lines. You know what? Let me do this. They're starting the Star-Spangled Banner. I'll give it back to you.
By the dawn's early light.
All right, Peter, that is Harris headquarters in Washington,
Once
D.C.
so
We've got Tom Yamas over at the big board.
Yeah, we're talking
hailed.
Georgia, right? Because it is so close.
Hailed?
Reminder here,
Held?
We're talking about Democrats
Probably
feeling a little
held.
hopeful in North Carolina, Republicans feeling a little better about Georgia.
Georgia.
If they swap, right? If Democrats win North Carolina and Republicans win Georgia, they're both 16 electoral votes. We're back to square one where we were in 2020. Let's talk about Georgia tonight, because what we're seeing is both camps are overperforming. So it's going to be a nail biter. Remember, in 2020, it came down to about 12,000 votes, a little under that. Let's start in Atlanta, the metro
Just sucks
region.
that
Cobb
everything is
County,
on
we have
who wins
57% of the vote
Pennsylvania.
in. And let's see how Biden did.
Is it really
56%.
that
This
close? Is
actually
there another
Cobb County
map or
tells the
something?
story of the Atlanta metro region. Newt Gingrich represented Cobb County, and look
Hold
how
on.
Democrats have been able
I
to
think I
run up
had
the
a
score.
couple bookmark tweets from today. Oh yeah, did you guys see this, man? This is so funny. End wokeness. What's missing here? Where can I vote for? And then Google says Harris, president, Dancing with the Stars, Big Brother for the VMAs. And then I quote tweeted it and said, guy who is undecided on who to vote for until he sees the Google autocomplete results. Because, like, what the, like, I'm just, this is crazy that it's the most misanthropic I get is when I come across accounts like this. Let me see. I had some bookmarks. God, this website is so terrible, man. Oh yeah, can you guys explain to me what the fuck this means? It's the police, ma'am. Your son just got low diffed. Is this some like fighting game shit? Anime watchers, can you help me out? How was it watching the election as a Canadian? Maybe League? Ooh, okay. How it feels to play Bob Dylan in the car and that loud ass harmonica comes in. Oh my god, dude. I truly think this is art. Repurposing propaganda images from shit like the fucking 5G weirdos This is a banger. I gotta drop a like on that. If you die enough times in a game, it forces you to ease your difficulty because it knows you need help. Okay. Low diff. Oh man, this is so good. Read my mind. You guys seen this?
That, but I'm not going to go into it because I don't need another visit from the Secret Service.
When did you have one before?
Oh, about 6 months ago.
Why?
Take a wild guess.
Was it because of something you said about President Trump?
Yeah.
What did you say about him?
Just the truth.
Which is what?
Read my mind.
Ooh.
That, but I'm not going to go into it.
Oh man, I'm gonna start saying that shit, dude. I'm gonna start saying that shit to you guys whenever you ask me a question. I'm not gonna say what I wanted to say about that. I don't know. I don't want another visit from the Twitch moderators. What were you gonna say, Spectacore? Read my mind. How does he say it? It's like, read my mind.
Read my mind.
Ooh, read my mind. It's so good. Oh. Mickey Rourke is based? I mean, based on this clip, yes, but I can't make any assurances.
Less than 3.
Yo, Zach Swaggy. Thank you very much for the tier 1 for 11 months. Thank you. What else we got? Patrick Bateman if he was played by David Byrne. Unbelievable +2. That's just fucking hilarious. And you may find yourself being chased by a xenomorph. And you may find yourself in the middle of an escape pod. And you may think to yourself, how did I get here? You know what I mean? Or some shit like that. I don't know. And the alien's gone. Oh, this is so funny. Turn your cocks back 1 hour tonight. You said it, folks. Oh, I love shit like this. It's so innocent. You know what I mean? Like nobody's hurt by this. I really hope that like they didn't fire the guy who made this graphic, because then it's just so funny. Oh, that's so good. How did nobody catch that? Ooh. You're not fooling anyone. The T-Rex may have been a lot smarter than you thought. By Dino Grandoni. It's like, oh, okay, buddy. I love these. Absolute banger. I only think I have like a couple. Yeah, it's this clip again. 2-sentence horror. I gently opened the door, then a brick fell on my cock. You know what? It's points for brevity, at least. Have you guys seen like some of these are actually they say it's there's an account called Bad Reddit and they'll post one that's actually good. It was like I've defeated all your minions. I've got you. And then Skeleton King is like, you forgot about one. And then he feels rumbling deep in his bones. And I'm like, that's kind of true, man. That's kind of cool. I never thought about that. Like, what if he just takes your bones? I used to open doors. Now I'm afraid. And we're back.
Voice narrator guy. Compensation. He didn't get a fucking cent of it. He didn't get a penny. It was crazy. That's why you can't find it anymore. It's because they didn't fucking compensate him, and so they fucking took his voice down. Do not bring 3 controllers. I just know my little brother will get all whiny and ask us to play. Fun fact, this AI voice, Adam by 11 Lab, was modeled after Mark Boyette, famous voice actor and audiobook narrator.
God, I would love to be able to do that voice. Oh my God. Folks are telling me that the election is going crazy. No, I can't get the tone, man.
After Mark Boyette, famous voice actor and audiobook narrator.
Ugh. One day. Wait, how did I get distracted?
From Romney in 2012, Clinton flips it, and look how they're growing the margins. And tonight, that's exactly what Kamala Harris is doing. She's growing the margins in Cobb County. Let's go around.
Uh-huh.
But again,
Show me an interview. Give me some boots on the ground coverage.
Here, we're going closer to those crucial 270 electoral college votes. We will be right back.
The blocks got this one, IMO. This is literally not live. I forgot I can go forward. Nvidia passes Apple as world's most valuable company. All right, Jensen Huang. Uh-huh. Okay. I didn't... That's very sad. I'm sorry. A little out of place.
We've got some major battlegrounds closed there, poll with some predictable.
Doesn't it always look like this, though? Yeah, it is always early red.
Battlegrounds. Virginia is too early to call, just 33% of the vote in. We'll continue to watch it. Ohio, the polls have closed there. It is too early to call, although that once battleground is now more a reliably red state. We'll see how that shakes out. Pennsylvania.
Dude, it's too early to call.
Very much during this campaign season. It may
Me finding a way to put off talking on the phone for any reason whatsoever.
We have characterized this as too close to call. So we are about halfway through the vote counting there, 50% in. And though you see that margin, depending on where the votes are coming from, it is our expectation that
Will I be moving to Canada? Yeah, guys, I got room for like one of you.
Close to call.
All right, let's go over to Hallie Jackson with some new exit polling information.
Didn't Aiden Ross say he was moving to Canada if Trump lost? We're gonna have to pass on that one. Thanks though. Thanks though, Aiden. We're gonna go ahead and take a pass on that one. I'm pretty pro immigration, but maybe this one.
You both said it, the battle of the sexes, men versus women. It gets a
fact the
little bit
election is
more
called on the same
complicated
day as the
than that,
election is
but
crazy.
Let's start with the gender gap nationally here, and you can see it absolutely still exists. So these are our exit polls nationally based on gender. You can see, obviously, this is just the vote here. Women, 53%, 47%.
Exit polls. So these are people leaving the country. For those of you who don't know, these are the people who are leaving to Canada, and on the way up, they say, "Hey, why are you leaving?" All right.
What we might see when you get into vote break, I'm going to ask our team to pull that up. You are seeing that more women are backing Vice President Harris. More men are backing former President Trump. More women, 55% for Harris, Trump 43%. We'll go to men, and you'll see it flips, right? That red slice of the pie gets a little bit bigger for Donald Trump when it comes to men nationally, and we'll pull that up so you can see it. The other piece of this, though, there's more to it, right? And when you get a little bit deeper in race and education, that is where this gets really key. And for that, you look at white college-educated women. We've been talking about this demographic a lot here in some of these key swing states. She is doing better with white college-educated women. Donald Trump is doing better with non-college educated white women, and that is another piece of the gender gap dynamic that's at play here.
Well, actually,
The graphics definitely went wrong, yeah.
We have a historic education gap potentially, and I want to bring in our panel. We've got Sarah Fagan, who is here. She was a veteran of the Bush White House, George W. Bush, the political director there, and Senator Claire McCaskill of the great state
My
of Missouri
brain's
that
so
once
cooked,
went
man. I hear her talking about that former president, and all I can think of is "Call me George" the way I got a W. Bush. Fuck.
here too when you hear what Hallie says. Senator, what's your take?
I think, we have so many divides at this point. We have urban, rural. We have college educated, non-college educated. But the big one this election are women and men. And yes, there is a difference between college educated women and non-college educated women. But the support for Harris is so big among college educated women. And the key in this election, I think, is are they going to drag their husbands, their sons, their uncles with them over to the Trump side, because these are my peeps, right? College-educated older women.
Yes.
I live in that place.
Is this the battle of the sexes, or is that?
Man, this is a nightmare blunt rotation. You guys are right.
College-educated women are a critical,
Guaranteed bad trip
in this election. And Hallie, you pointed out that according to the exit polls, it's 53% of the electorate. In 2020, it was 52. Now, 1 point doesn't seem like a lot, but if Kamala Harris drives up her results among women, in these close contests like Georgia and Pennsylvania, like that could be a deciding factor.
You know, I
When are
think
they going
we
to play the
haven't
Trump
actually
song
talked about it
again?
yet tonight, reproductive rights. This is the first presidential election post-Dobbs, the decision that overturned
Sorry, here, you ready for
Roe
this?
versus Wade. We've seen the potency of that
Let me
issue.
improve the broadcast.
Abortion rights measures have passed every time they've been on the ballot since the
Mhm.
Dobbs decision, but we haven't yet had a presidential election. Do you think that issue still has its potency and is a weak spot for
You're like
Republicans?
15 minutes behind now? No more. Sorry. It's just so good. Yeah, honestly, Chad, I wouldn't worry about discussing policy with each other. You guys aren't going to get anywhere, but know that you align on, like, you know, the most important shit. And we're just here to make fun of Americans, all right? And talk about how, oh my God, I will vote. Wait, what I wanted to... Does anyone have that Elon tweet? I can't believe in fake news. The lyrics are wild. Hold on. All the... Yeah. Just like you. Yeah, more wide among us gay sex spam. Less discussion of specific policy. My God, I will vote. Sorry, it goes so hard. Did you guys see this video? You might have. You might have seen it. Man, Twitter is so slow to load these days. It's wild. Oh my God, dude. The prophecy has been fulfilled. Aren't you like 50, bro? Guys, I'm going to be honest. I haven't been a fan of 69 for a while. I think we can only like 69 ironically, like we like Hawk Tua, because it's like, you know what I mean? It's Jover. Dark MAGA.
As you can see, I'm not just MAGA, I'm Dark MAGA.
My sole and exclusive mission is to go to work for our country, to go to work.
What was that crown? Was that Elden Ring?
It's time to deliver a victory for the American people. We ever let you down.
Positive affirmations. Do you think there's a CD for that? Enjoy 20 minutes of positive affirmations from former President Donald Trump.
Ever let you down.
Dude, you gotta admit,
This is Donald Trump's house, brother.
the editor did their best with the materials provided. Totally normal guy, by the way. Dark MAGA assemble. If you know, you know. Hey guys, why did I not watch this clip on stream the other day? Did you guys notice how he said this when he found me? He goes, Jinxie.
That's not Jinxie. Let's go find somebody cool, Chad. So let's go find somebody cool.
Oh! What am I, man? Chopped liver? Jeez.
It's the city of Omaha, a little bit of Saunders, and then a little bit of Sarpy as well.
I was looking
That's essentially the
in Kai's defense. I was looking at a chart of aircraft incident rates per 100 hours of operation time, But that was like such a bad. Everybody has their low moments, you know. There was a lot. I was just.
It looks right. I'm gonna give you the congressional map so we can cut it out a little more. So this right here, that's congressional district 2. It's a swing district, as I said. 2016, Trump wins by 6,000 votes. In 2020, Biden wins by 20,000 votes. So why is it important? Because if we come down to that scenario where it's 269,
Me and my wife walking dejectedly back from the swing district after we misunderstood what it meant.
269, Savannah, I gamed that out. It's going to come down to Nebraska, too. So every vote does matter. It matters so much that we spoke to
Dude,
people
Nebraska 2? They made a Nebraska 2 because the first one wasn't good enough?
Inundated with ads saying on the television, on the radio, people calling them, unlike anything they've ever seen before. Again, it likely won't come down to Nebraska, too, but it might, and that's why every vote matters. Again, Omaha, the biggest area of Nebraska, fastest growing area, and tonight we'll be watching it.
Tom, you promised me you would not raise the specter of the
Damn,
269 to 269.
It could happen. We're ready for it.
It could happen. The Constitution has provisions for it.
100?
Can we just all agree?
Yo, thank you for the 100 bits.
Is that Chuck Todd?
Do you think the alerts work?
Yes, perhaps it is. But you know, it's interesting to see these are such contested
Alberta
races,
has been called for
it's
Donald
actually
Trump
nice
in the
to see. I think
2024
we've
U.S.
divided our country
presidential
so much.
race. Despite not being part of the United States, the province took it upon itself to declare its allegiance, citing a shared vision with certain American voters. We may not have electoral votes, but we have opinions, said one Albertan proudly waving a U.S. flag.
Honestly?
Political analysts in the U.S. remain puzzled.
Honestly, man, our prime minister seems to be pretty interested in catering to the separatists in our province. So, like, who knows? Should I move to Austin? What did I bookmarked a tweet? I thought I kept it. Somebody said they went to. So the government held a review in Red Deer. Shout out Red Deer. Except you had to pay like $200 to even get in. So I don't know if that's like a review as much as it's like just basically like a fundraiser for people who are already gonna like you and pay for it anyways. It's funny. Now Canada's chilling.
Into red and blue.
What are separatists in this context? They want Alberta to be its own country. Yeah. There's some people who think that. Some people who think that because Alberta has so many natural resources, that it should be a country on its own. Even though, like, you can, like, people from Alberta think that they're like a nationality in and of themselves because they're from Alberta, but they don't realize that anybody can go into and leave Alberta at any time, meaning that the economic growth provided to the rest of the country also like comes from other people and coming from other provinces. It's just like we're all part of the same country. It's yeah. Right.
Door to door and
Uh-huh.
it is Nebraska message.
Yep.
Right back as we count down the road to 270.
Where is this, New York? Red Deer is not the capital. Oh, you want Red Deer to be the capital. You want Red Deer to be the capital of Alberta. Hey, what if we found like a more biased newscast? What's this?
E5, basically the highest he's been throughout the night. So it's pretty clear that these...
It's just another streamer. Okay.
Spectre, you sending the liberal weather machines on Florida if they don't vote Kamala.
I already did my all. Yeah, sorry. And it appears it didn't work, so I was not watching the Daily Wire. What's Fox News got to say? Okay. The chat is just saying, Kamala, you're fired. Literally nothing. Well, they know if they get any of their talking heads on there, they're going to pay another $778 million to the Dominion voting machine manufacturing company. So they just went with the safe play and hit some numbers. live? Okay. This is interesting. Go Trump with the Brazil flag. So funny, man. Fox 5 New York? What do you got for me, Fox 5 New York?
But as a friend of Ted Cruz, and I wrote an ad for him.
I don't want to
which
watch the
I think
Daily
turned out maybe to
Wire.
be
No,
the-
you're ruining my
So
algorithm.
we do have some of these candidates stepping up.
Now
to
I'm on
the podium
Fox
at
News.
their election night watch parties as well, including Mike Braun, who's leaving the Senate. He's
People
going
are
to the governor's
spamming
mansion
KSI's
in
lyrics in the
Indianapolis.
Fox News chat. That's really funny. From the screen to the ring to the pen to the king. Where's my crown? Where's my bling? Oh, that's funny.
That I've been on over the last 7 years, most people would think you've been crazy to do it in the first place. Dear, what do you think about that? No, okay.
Give me MSNBC. Oh, we got the Kornacki cam. This is big. Dude, is this the whole time? Road to 270. Edgecombe? What a weird name. Look with the E and everything. Greensboro, Asheville, Fayetteville. Wilmington? Wilmington sounds made up, man. People in North Carolina will really tell you they live in Edgeville, Wilmington. They live in Frodington Street, Edgeville County. If I spin VIP and choose a mod, do they lose their mod? No. You can't dismantle my, I don't even know what you'd call it. My cabinet. If I was a politician, what do you think my slogan would be, guys? Do you think it would be like... Just think, vote twink. You know what I'm saying? Or something like that? We take it from both sides is not what I would say. I would not say that. That doesn't even make sense. The aspect administration? Yeah, that's the mods, right? Wait, what? What place is this? North Carolina? Yep. Okay. Oh, I wasn't even looking at that. Projected winner of Kentucky, Donald Trump. Fork found in kitchen. Interesting. So many 1% in voting for Trump. I thought Maine would be. This shit is terrifying and I'm not even American. RT. That's why all I can really do is laugh. You know what I mean? All I can really do is just like hang out. I would be curious if I would be curious if I wasn't watching this. You know what I mean? Dude, I don't know how much more I can take of the Kornacki cam. What's BBC got to say about it?
Out there. People just want to make sure they get a chance to vote, that their vote gets counted, and it gets tallied the right way, and let the chips fall
People
where
are
they
being
may.
so
But this is
mean
the
in
day
the
that we should be
chat, dude.
celebrating,
They're like, why is his head
the full
shiny?
American
Come
experience and the opportunity to get out
on.
and vote for whom you think would be the best person.
He's just
lead the
trying to
United
get
States
people
in
out
the
to
next 4 years.
vote.
Certainly great, Congressman, to see so many people out
Chatters
voting.
are so mean.
What does it mean, for, however, for when
They're
we
talking
might get
about
a
you.
result from Pennsylvania if you have counties that are going to extend voting hours?
Yeah. Well, I don't think we're going to know tonight. I really can't see that happening.
Australia?
Actually celebrate anything at this point, and no wonder just having a look at that.
Okay. Australians? I don't want to bring it out again. But all of those people that I just saw in this broadcast, that's... They're out in the streets right now? They're out in the streets in Australia, man? Look at this.
That is now being projected there by the New York Times.
Oh, is he in America? He's in America.
Others, we're still just waiting for all of those results to keep on coming in. But we know why Kamala Harris has chosen this venue here tonight. Of course, it is her old university. She studied here back in the early 1980s. She got her degree in economics and politics, and in particular...
He's Clark Kent maxing right now. ABC? What, Australian broadcast?
Race and the role it's going to play in the sort of numbers we're seeing tonight.
No, it's far too
You've
balanced.
certainly seen a huge gender divide in the early
Far
votes.
too balanced, guys. I need.
If we can just pan around where the world's media is now gathered.
Vice President
I'm going back to
Harris's base is,
NBC.
quote, crumbling because of various headwinds. However, there are other potential headwinds that could send traditionally Republican voters toward the vice president. We will have a clearer answer as those results start coming in at 9 p.m. Eastern. Savannah, back to you.
And we'll get a better idea about turnout, too, which is all important for the Harris campaign in Detroit and also those collar counties. Well, we want to switch over. Let's go to Arizona, the Mountain West. Polls closed. Gotti Schwartz, they're outside a polling place. Have you seen a lot of crowds?
Yeah, polls close in about 6 minutes here.
Can you
This is
vote on the
end of
or can you
line.
bet on the
This is
election
about
still?
a 60 to 70 minute wait here. So you got the people that are at the end of the line right now. Probably about 300 to 400 people in front of them. You're noticing a lot of MAGA hats here talking about the gender divide. Gender divide is very much in play here at Arizona State University, and there's been
ASU,
so much talk
the
about
Harvard of the
propensity voters.
Southwest?
One of the things that we've been noticing here and talking to students about is the involvement of fraternities. Normally, fraternities, they may not be organizing and may not be turning out to vote as much as you'd expect, but here at the ASU campus, it does seem like the fraternities have been involved in turning out the vote, and those that we've been talking to say that they are turning out for former President Donald Trump. We've also talked to a lot of other students that have been coming out for policy
ASU
issues.
frats,
There are
man.
several props. The issue of abortion is extremely important in turning out the vote.
As it should
Immigration
be.
is also important, but I gotta say, just eavesdropping what people have been talking about in line, it's been surprising how often the topic of the Joe Rogan podcast keeps coming up.
Oh
And we've
God,
talked to
dude, I'm in
several
the dark
students now who say
timeline.
that they
I'm in the
listened
dark
to that Joe
timeline,
Rogan
man.
podcast with the former president, and that was the deciding factor for them. And they've also said that if the Kamala Harris, the vice
it's
president of the
entirely
United States,
possible.
would have appeared on that podcast, they may have had their vote skewed. It's really interesting.
Yeah, Joe
because,
wouldn't travel for her, though,
some people
man.
are talking about policy. Others are talking more about.
He's
kinda
like, you got to come to
vibes.
my
Well, I
studio.
like the vibe of,
In a
Trump, or I
deeply
like
red
the
state, you're
vibe
not going to be
of Kamala
campaigning.
Harris, but it's not so policy specific. But that's just some of what we've seen. We're almost to the end of the line. We just wrap around this.
This is a long
corner.
line.
But again, right now we're in Maricopa County. This is a county with two
I wish-
million, 2 point something million.
I wish we could just
voters.
trap Joe Rogan inside the MMA arena so that he can only do MMA stuff. You know what I mean? Like we cut off his internet. We only let him do MMA interviews. And then he's fine. You can do spinning back kicks. We'll let you back on Fear Factor, but you gotta shut the fuck up about politics, man.
There, but had a 60% threshold. It will not clear it. So amendment for right to abortion will go down in defeat. 86% of the vote in there. Let's.
This is super interesting. I'll just drop in here to say this. Okay, it was yes to protect in Florida, but you are seeing it needed a 60% threshold, as you said, Lester. This would be the first ballot initiative that we've seen anywhere in the country since the overturning of Roe versus Wade that has failed. However,
But it had a higher bar.
the other ballot initiatives were not this high of a threshold
Right.
here. And I see you want to jump in.
No, it's just the same number, right? It was 57, 58 in Ohio, 57,
right.
58 in Kansas. I mean, I think we know what the number is. Ironically, I've talked to some Florida Republicans who secretly had hoped this would pass because now Florida elected officials in 2026, which is their big election year,
Right.
they will have to face
It's
the
a
voters
live
on a
wire.
6-week
Yeah.
ban. And then suddenly that will sort of upend just the state's politics.
Yeah.
But
Ron
there's clearly,
DeSantis
yeah.
actively
He really
campaigned
did.
against this amendment which is
And he used the
interesting.
government power. It's going to create an interesting, there's going to be a fascinating...
No weed and
If
no
the Democratic
abortions
Party
in
ever
Florida.
wants to
Okay,
have a
well,
chance
one
in
of those
Florida,
I
they're
think is a
gonna get
little
down
higher
pretty
priority, but
ironically,
like,
because this thing went down.
yeah, Florida
Think
doesn't
about
seem
how
great.
complicated
What's
this was for
what do you
former
think is like the
President Trump.
most
I asked him
conservative
about this. He
state
said
like
it
that?
went too far.
And then he was asked about it repeatedly throughout the course of this campaign. Well, how are you going to vote on this? And he was shifting his positions in the weeks leading up to this
Wisconsin.
very vote. So it sort of underscores.
Wait, if you get in line before 9 p.m., do you still get to vote? Or are you fucked? Yes. Ah, okay. You just gotta show up. Man. Honestly, though, like, how could you be late for this? I'm a streamer, and I have, like, a terrible sleep schedule, but, like, even I could make a 9.
This is a very complicated
day in Arizona and Nevada. Trump or presidential race, but she wanted to use it as a stage to highlight that state's
I'd sleep through it.
abortion law. She did it in Georgia with Amber Thurman, and in Florida, she talks about it as a place that she is concerned about.
We don't have a ton of time because we're coming up on a poll closing, but in Iowa, whose polls are going to close, there was
What's
a late
the polls closing?
poll.
Do they get the results instantly? And also, are all these results we're seeing just from exit polls? Or are they actual votes?
And pass. And this shock
What's the
poll on
latest
eve
you
of
can
the
send a
election
mail-in
had
vote? Probably
Kamala
like
Harris
2
carrying
weeks
a red
ago.
state, so it's just a very potent issue.
Not to overread into it, but it is an indicator perhaps, and the pollster there, Gold Standard pollster, thought perhaps the abortion issue was motivating these older white women, right? A demographic we've been watching tonight.
And Chuck, well, let's go to the election year, and we'll move right here. As we get some more poll closings here, we can give a few more characterizations. In just 3 seconds, all of these states will see their polls closed, and we'll begin counting the votes. Here is state of Texas. We were just talking about Donald Trump.
So how many
win in the
actual
state of
votes do we
Texas
know
when all
about?
the votes are counted.
Like,
NBC
these
News
projections that they're
Donald
making
Trump
are when they're
will
calling
also,
states. Those are
win
based
in
on
North
actual
Dakota
votes,
tonight.
yeah?
South Dakota, same story. That will also go into the Donald Trump column this evening. We move to the state of Wyoming. In 3 electoral votes at stake, Donald Trump, the projected winner in Wyoming. Here's the map, the road to 270.
Dude, there's like 450,000 people in Wyoming.
Trump, 30 for Kamala Harris.
All right, let's go to the uncalled races just from those 9 o'clock poll closings, including New York, Colorado, Minnesota. So we still await results there. But let's go to Michigan. That's the biggie at this hour. Polls closing in Michigan, and it is, wait for it, too early to call. We will be waiting for it perhaps into the wee hours tonight. Arizona also too early to call. 7 o'clock in the Mountain West, 9 o'clock on the East
Me
Coast.
working
Polls
up the
just
courage to
closed
call
there.
that
Let's go to Wisconsin.
Tinder first
The
date
other
back.
of the blue wall states, along with Michigan and Pennsylvania, too early to call. And speaking of Pennsylvania, too early to call. Starting to see more vote come in, but we could be waiting a bit for that. And same with North Carolina.
It might be extremely
Reach
close.
for my neck, you'll get turned into an example. Y'all gotta stop playing with me, man.
Gay.
My alerts are doubled. Hey, thank you for the 26 months. Thank you for the tier 1.
What the margin is right now, but where we expect the vote to come in, whether it's coming from a Republican stronghold or a Democratic stronghold. So when you see that disparity and then you see us say it's
I feel like that picture of Donald Trump is from like years ago. Am I crazy?
And I'm going to explain the method to the madness, right? The difference right now, 220,000 votes. Trump on top with 66% of the vote in. But Republicans, it can't even get close to celebrating just yet.
God,
These sort of UFO objects we have circling Georgia right now, this is the remaining vote. And the bigger that bubble, that means the more vote that is out. And the more vote that is out right
You know what I'm
now
talking about?
is in the Atlanta metro region. Remember I told you guys earlier that about 50% of the vote is going to come from this area right here. The election is essentially won or lost in the Atlanta metro region because the margins are so close. Every vote matters, but because the margins are so close, Trump runs up that rural vote. The Democrats run up the urban vote. They run up the suburban counties around Atlanta as well. Let's take a look. Let's see how Atlanta and the surrounding counties are looking, the ring counties. Cobb County, 77% of the vote is in. Harris
Cobb County
overperforming where Biden was in 2020. Let's go over to Fulton County. This is where Atlanta is. A huge county for Democrats here. She's about where Biden was, 72% of the vote in. She can catch up and bring that up. Gwinnett County, again, these are the counties that Clinton flipped in 2016, and they just got bluer and bluer. And you can see what's happening here. 16% of the vote is in, but she's at 60. Biden was at 58. Let's keep going around here. Douglas County, 84% in. Here we go. Harris overperforming in that county. We'll come a little further out. Rockdale County would kind of move a little out the suburbs, the exurbs, if you will.
The exurbs? What?
Look where Harris is tonight. 74%.
Bro,
She's
what the fuck
running
is
up
the
that vote in Atlanta
exurbs?
metro region. If she can keep that momentum going, she could possibly take the state of Georgia. But again, we got to wait and see. I want to see how Trump is doing in some of his rural counties. 78%, 95% of the vote is in. So 78% in 2020. He's at 78 right now. Let me go to a neighboring Towns County right here. 81-80, and then in Union, 81-80. He seems to be hitting his marks too. I want to hit some sort of swing counties, if you will. Dooley is one of these. Trump won it in 2016, but if we go back, Obama had it in 2012. Tonight, Trump is up. He's building on his margins from 2020.
I'm sorry. They voted Obama, Trump.
That's a good sign for him. Let me see if Peach County is in. Peach County is another one that now no vote is in. This is one of those swing counties, not a whole lot of voters, but it usually sort of picks the winner. We like to watch it as we go around. Muskogee, this is 72%. This is one of the ones where
Muskogee.
Trump could make inroads with black voters here. Harris seems to be comfortable. She seems to be
We
the
don't
same
smoke marijuana
in 2020.
Muskogee.
So guys, still very close in Georgia. As
We don't
said,
take
too
no
close to
trips
call.
on
About 12,000 votes that
LSD.
separated this in 2020. Trump won this state by about 5 percentage points in 2016. The state is definitely changing, and the reason why it's changing, it's in this Atlanta metro region.
Yeah.
Go
in
for
North
it.
Carolina,
Wait,
I'd love to see
Yeah,
some
let's
so the number is 154 officially, or is that based on exit polls?
Again, we're going to look at all the state.
Is that number like
counties.
official?
This is where Democrats have to drive up the vote. Only 6% is in, but we can see how she's performing here. You know, 6% is in. I'm not going to really draw too much from there, but she's overperforming Biden. We go to the research triangle here. Wake County, 76% of the vote is in. We compare.
I feel like I've seen a lot of these counties on like live PD or cops.
A lot of the vote is in.
When it would pop up on my old TV or when you're in a hotel.
The research triangle, you have medical
seen that
research
show in a
jobs,
while.
high-tech research jobs.
But I feel like it's the same
affluent
shit.
Suburbs, highly educated Democratic voters. 86% of the vote is in. Let's see how she compares to Biden. Slightly overperforming Biden, not by much, but look. Any little
God, I can't get away from the election. I can't either. I just wouldn't be able to stop thinking about it.
At the end of the day, right now the difference is about 41,000 in that county. Trump is on top right now. He's going to run up the rural vote. We can check out some of his counties over here in western North Carolina, Graham County. These are some of the counties that were affected by Hurricane Helene and all that devastating flooding. 95% in, 81%. In 2020, he was at 79, so kind of overperforming. The big unknown was how many people were going to actually vote in here. And one of the great researchers, Dr. Chris Cooper of North Carolina, political scientist, pointed out to us. He said, listen, this is Trump's area that was affected by those floods. You can have 9 MAGA hats in your house. But if you no longer have a house, trying to get your vote, trying to get your voting location is going to be difficult. They were so concerned about this area that election officials actually changed.
That's why the Democrats turned on the weather machine, brother.
If you 59. Harris is over
voter suppression.
Again, any advantage she has in the counties.
You guys see that clip from Curb Your Enthusiasm where he walks up for the vote for mayor and he walks up to the guy and he goes, "Hey, who you voting for?" And the guy goes, "Rutherford." And he goes, "I'm voting for the other guy." This is a really long line. You want to just shake hands and admit we're going to cancel each other out and get out of here? And then the candidate loses by 1 vote and everyone starts getting mad at him. Fuck, that's so funny. Never thought about that, though. Yeah? Just go out there and be like, look, man, we're canceling each other out. You go home, I go home. We'll enjoy a beer. Trump literally can't win New Mexico. He's not on the ballot? Really? How's that possible? Did he forget to submit or something?
In, guys, but we're going to keep a close eye on North Carolina as more of this map gets filled out.
All right, so here's where we are, 7 minutes after 9 o'clock in the East Coast. Polls have closed now of 6 of 7 battleground states, still waiting, obviously, for the 7th. Hallie, you heard the numbers. Break it down how we're viewing it through the lens of
through the exit polls, which are coming in. And I got to give the grain of salt caveat, which is these numbers don't get finalized until closer to Thanksgiving, right? So we don't want to overread into them, but they are an indication of where things stand. And what I'm looking at, given that polls have just closed now in the rest of the rural states, Michigan and Wisconsin, here's something interesting. Look at the youth vote here. This is a little tricky.
Young voters.
I'm going to walk you through it. Look at Vice President Kamala Harris, she is winning younger voters under the age of 30 in Wisconsin, but Donald Trump is right on her heels there with 47%. He is actually winning younger voters in Michigan, 51% to 46%. And if you take a look even further into this, you can see that he is overperforming where he was among young voters in the state of Wisconsin, 47% now. That's a double-digit increase.
They heard the
ago.
song,
It's
man.
A similar
They heard the
story in
song.
Michigan, and I will also tell you it is a similar story in Pennsylvania as well. You see the Michigan numbers here. Similar story in Pennsylvania as well when it comes to young voters. Now, we've been doing a lot of counterpoint tonight, so let me fill you in as I walk back to the desk. One of the counterpoints here is in Michigan and Wisconsin, Vice President Harris is doing better with older voters than she was relative to 2020. So there's some interesting
Most
dynamics
men
in play here.
vote aged 18 to 24 are voting for Trump.
On the campus of Arizona State University, which gives me personal pain as a graduate of the University of Arizona. But I mean, he may be in ground zero of this very thing that exit poll is showing, which is young voters, young male voters, which the
Well,
Trump
obviously,
campaign worked very hard.
you know, if you're a man aged 18 to 24, how could you not vote Donald Trump after seeing Jake Paul's 13-minute video discussing the election? How could you get through a double-digit video without going on TikTok or Subway Surfers and hear the powerful argumentative rhetoric? Fucking modern skippity Africanus out here owning you in the marketplace of facts and logic. How could you not be a Trump voter? Phase up. The vote for Trump band is live. I'm not fucking checking them out. No, their modern work is far too commercial for me. I'm a bigger fan of their older work. One sec, I gotta get more water. We were about to get the Espanol version.
Hard to turn out.
I slept with the lead singer of the Vote for Trump band. He was mid. Have you guys seen that video of Joe Biden and Donald Trump singing to each other in like Mandarin? Like, nah, do 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 do. You know what I'm talking about? I can't really remember the melody because it's pretty different, but it's sick. The original song is a banger. Wait, is he... Mouse died, folks. My mouse died. The deep The deep left is hacking into my stuff. Elon said any computer can get hacked into. Guys, what if I made dark gothic a Spectacor hats? You know what I'm saying? And I was like, I'm not a Spectacor. I'm dark gothic a Spectacor.
Accordingly, some of them talking about this Joe Rogan podcast. Can't say I'm a regular listener to it, but he endorsed on the eve of the election, and that was extremely influential.
It could be very influential. And remember, in some of these states, you have same-day voter registration. And who takes the most advantage of it? Younger voters.
That's right.
You know, it was interesting. A lot of Democrats were very optimistic about some of their chances in some of the big Midwestern states for House, Senate, and the presidency, because unlike 2020, the Ann Arbor kids are going to vote in Michigan this time. In 2020, they voted in their home state. The Iowa City kids in Iowa, the Madison kids, and that this time they were all going to actually be in the battleground states.
Because of the pandemic, they were home.
The pandemic, they were home and more dispersed. Obviously, a big chunk of Michigan voters are from Michigan, University of Michigan folks are Michigan.
I guess the voting was mid-pandemic last time, eh?
Democrats thought that could be a secret weapon for them. If the young men are pulling for Trump, then it's not as much of an impact. Still, there's a massive gender gap among young folks. Let's not. In fact, it may be bigger among young voters than
men
any
young
other
women.
age group.
And then we've seen as Laura Jarrett joins the table here, and I know you're looking into some of the legal issues, but also following these ballot referenda, including the abortion measure.
When are they going to start catering to like Gen Alpha in these broadcasts? You know what I mean? Or even the millennials. We're going to see if Donald can has votes, and or if his country are belong to Kamala. Next on this broadcast.
Didn't work in Florida, but the threshold was higher there, and we're still looking at a number of states,
Florida,
places
West
like
Virginia,
Arizona, Missouri, Nebraska, South Dakota, all of which would change the right to an abortion to be enshrined in the Constitution, not something that you could take away easily. Once it's there, it can't just be wiped.
Able to move the percentage that they got from 8% to 10, 12, 15. In this case, based on these early exit polls, getting 20% in Wisconsin. That's the kind of thing that could make a huge difference in a race that might be decided.
Oh man, dude, it'd be so fun to go one of these and be undercover. Can you imagine? Like, can you imagine I'm not live tonight and you guys are watching this broadcast and then all of a sudden you see my ass walking through the background? You're like, wait a minute. No, that can't be him. It's another January 6th doppelganger situation. But then you zoom in, you turn, and it really is me.
20,000 votes in those states. They spent heavily on television. They spent heavily on African-American media trying to find...
Wait, 45 to 47? If you are president twice in a row, do you count as one president or two? You know what I'm talking about? Like, was Obama the 42nd? Okay, but if you get elected, someone else gets elected in the interim, and then you get elected again, do you count as another number? Huh. Okay.
Celebrity validators for Donald Trump, and particularly to reach out to young men. If Trump pulls this off tonight or in the days that come, those small changes at the margins among African-American men, I think, will be a huge part of this story.
Oh, yeah. No, clearly not the whitest crowd I've ever seen in my life.
Everywhere from Nevada,
Holy fuck. I thought this was Mitt Romney for a second, but I'm really bad with faces.
All the way to a series
Anybody
of
else?
separate campuses in Philadelphia itself. Temple, one of them that they named Lehigh.
What are they listening to right now? Is that Doja Cat in the background?
Talking about what is really key to the campaign right now in these sort of late evening hours, even after the polls have closed. They don't close if you were already.
Look at the professionalism, man. Imagine having to deliver your remarks into a camera while like Megan Thee Stallion is blasting behind you.
All right, Peter.
Simone was making that point a moment ago about they can keep them in line.
You can keep them in line if
Think
Jennifer
it's Megan?
Garner's on the other line talking to your mom or Paul Rudd, and that's the strategy there. We've got a race to call here. Louisiana, no big surprise, but if you're filling out your map at home, you can add Louisiana there. Just 22%
Do
of the
people
vote
actually
counted, but
fill out
again,
their map at
the
home,
margin
dude?
expected to be rather large. So here's the map for those watching at home. The South, of course, reliably red for Donald Trump, and at this early hour, he is far out in front, but we await those key battleground states.
Yeah, this is like on the surface concerning for Harris voters, but then you look at it and it's like, well, yeah, no shit, Kentucky, Tennessee, Georgia, Texas, Florida, and Louisiana went red. Right? What up, Bullocks?
Tom over there talking.
Reach for my neck. You'll get
Tom's
turned
tucking?
into an example. Y'all gotta stop playing with me, man.
Let it hang, Tom. Let it hang. Bullocks, thank you very much for the 27
the Democratic
months.
counties like Franklin, which is Columbus, Cuyahoga.
Cali is
Cleveland.
usually
Look at the
blue and
numbers
it's
here.
worth a ton
Cuyahoga,
of votes.
Look how many votes are still out.
True, folks. A lot of people live there.
377,000. She's on top by 71%. Let's see how she did compared to Biden 4 years ago. 66%. So she's overperforming in Cuyahoga.
I've been here for
There's still a
too
lot of that vote
long.
that's out. Let's go down to Franklin
just wait till you
County.
got like 40
It holds
months.
the capital of Ohio, Columbus.
I need my money back.
68%.
Aware.
Overperforming there with about 60% of the vote that's in.
Just be like the rest of
and
people.
And then again,
keep forgetting to unsub.
266,000 remaining. So just those two counties,
Appreciate
we're
it, though.
talking
Thank you
about
for the
more than
27.
500,000 votes. And that's way bigger than the spread for the entire state.
Hey, Tom.
Yeah, go for it.
I mean, when you talk about some of her overperforming in those areas, the reason we expect Ohio likely goes red, but let's talk about the Senate race there. Yeah, because we have the control of Senate hanging in the balance right now, and it hangs on this Senate race.
Yeah.
Bernie Moreno, the car dealer, versus Sherrod Brown, the incumbent. What are you seeing?
Yeah, so look
Bernie
at this.
Moreno?
Neck and neck, the difference here, only 74,000. So what does that mean? That means the Republican in this race is underperforming Trump. There could be a split ticket issue here. Again, way too early, 56% of the vote in. But look, the difference here is 74,000. Remember that number I was telling you to remember? It was over 200,000. So that means that Trump is overperforming right now. Bernie Moreno is underperforming the Republican candidate. The incumbent is still down. But again, remember what I told you. There's a lot of that vote that's out in Cleveland, in Columbus. I'm going to look in one more spot here. Let's get back to the president's race in Hamilton County, which is Cincinnati. She's at 62%. Biden was at 57. Again, look, this could be some of the early vote that's come in. It could be some of that blue mirage. Again,
Blue mirage? I love the terminology.
Yeah, Tom, we got a projection in the state of Rhode Island. NBC News projects that Kamala Harris will win in Rhode Island when all the votes are counted.
I don't know anything about Rhode Island, but that feels unsurprising.
Here's where the breakdown is. 31,000 vote difference, 74% of the vote in, but again, Kamala Harris, the projected winner there. Let's pull up the map. The road to 270. That brings Harris now to 34 electoral votes. Donald Trump still well out in front with 168. Remember, 270 is the prize that we're working our way toward. We'll take a break here. It's 9:30 in the East. The vote counting coming in. Our decision destiny.
Name. We got Montana. We got Idaho. We got Washington, and then Oregon down here. California. Which one are you? Nevada or Arizona? I want to say Nevada, and then Arizona, New Mexico. Fuck, I need to review.
Trying to make more projections just ahead.
I'm like other square states in the middle. Are other networks calling like different results than this? Raphael strengthens to a Category 1 hurricane. Brother, they got the weather machines out, brother. There's no reason it should be this close. Yeah, I think that's a fair feeling to have. So all I can really do now is go like, oh, this is absurd. I really wish they did more people on the street interviews, man. I want to hear the voters. I want to hear what the voters have to say.
Now, we spoke earlier to the Macomb County clerk, and he believes it's a big night for Team Trump. That said, we spoke earlier to the COO of the Detroit Board of Elections, and he said, look, we're on pace to have the count tonight, and we believe there's going to be turnout of more than 50% in Detroit, which is a number that might be of interest to the Harris campaign. Now, the Detroit election official says there's been no chaos, no pandemonium, no banging on the windows like there was 4 years ago. He says he jokingly said he thought he heard them singing Kumbaya in the hall.
All right,
David?
Juju Chang in Michigan. We'll be checking back in with you, Juju. I'm looking at North Carolina, less than 100,000 votes, about a 70,000 vote margin
I
between
did
the two
see
candidates.
that.
Stay tuned here. The numbers are just coming in. They're just getting interesting. Your local news standing by, and we'll see you in just
I want to be one of these people who gets to tap the screens. You know what I mean? I feel like bro has no idea what he's doing up there. But he's having fun. He's like, you see it? Lauren Boebert wins, you can ban me again? Lauren Boebert's running again? She's running again. Who's in the lead? I mean, effectively no one. Yo, let's check in how Canada's doing.
Current 6-week ban on abortion, preventing abortions after the 6-week mark, except for in extraordinary circumstances, and that abortion ban, one of the toughest in these United States, Donna.
Reproductive rights, such a huge issue in this campaign. Jeff Semple in Florida tonight, thanks. I just want to bring everyone up to speed on the numbers you're seeing on your screen there. We're still
She's
early
very
on
famous.
in these results coming in.
For Canadians.
So
For
on the bottom of your
Canadians,
screen, you can see
asterisk.
Trump won 77,
Diane
Harris
Friesen or something?
99. Those are the electoral
She's been doing the news
college of
forever.
votes that have been
She's
won
great.
for each of them at this point. The magic number, of course, is 270 to win the presidency. Neither of them near that yet, and it's important to say
Poppies
these
is what they
numbers don't
have for
necessarily
Remembrance
indicate a
Day in Canada.
trajectory, 'cause it's so
I haven't gone
early
to a
and so
corner
many of
store
the
yet. That's normally where I get my poppies.
All right, the American
I don't have
ambassador
one.
to Canada, David Cohen, is watching the election results tonight from Ottawa, and he's
Not
taken some
watching
time
CBC,
to talk to us.
SMH. I
Ambassador,
just
thank you
wanted
so
to
much
check
for
in on
joining us.
Global. I wanted to see how they were doing.
Donna, thanks for having me on your air.
What
Oh, I
strikes
love
you
it. We got
most
that
about
classic
tonight?
delay.
I know it's early.
Well, in my role as U.S. Ambassador to Canada, I'm sort of out of the political business. I don't comment on partisan political activity. So I'm ready to declare that the big victor tonight is going to be democracy. And once again, when you look at the level of participation in this election, and remember, we're
when
doing
did
a
I
lot
turn
more
on Mogul Mail? I didn't realize we hired like the best fence sitter in the world. I'm just
federal
kidding.
election. The entire focus
It's kind of
will
like
be
his
on
job to
who
be
the
a
next
fence
prime
sitter,
minister is
though.
going
Like
to
what?
be. In the United States, we're conducting hundreds of elections. 34 members of the United States Senate, 435 members of the U.S. House, the President of the United States, 13 governors, countless mayors, state legislatures, city councils, commissioners, and judges. And to me, elections and election day is the ultimate symbol of the effectiveness of democracy and the engagement of the public in the democratic activity of electing our leaders. And at the end of the day, I think this election may well be the historic election that folks have been talking about, but that it'll be historic.
This guy's a little bit too decisive for me. He's a little bit too biased. You know what I mean? He's frothing at the mouth. Clearly, we gotta watch something a little more. Where's CBC? No CBC live coverage. Could go back.
Won Pennsylvania, not because he
You
won
know
the
what?
Philadelphia
I'm on board with the pink suit.
County area, but because he was able to really drive
Bernie
up the vote among
Sanders
white
won?
working class
Okay.
voters in those collar counties. One more point just to mention as we watch all of these returns come in. When President Biden was at the top of the ticket, a state like North Carolina was out of reach for Democrats. The fact that we're talking about it right now, the fact that there's been so much play in North Carolina, that former President Trump spent so much time there in recent days, underscores the fact that they have tried to open up more paths, and we'll have to see if that was effective or not.
I want to ask a little bit about Michigan. We haven't
Yeah.
really talked much about the Gaza war in Gaza and how that might affect the vote, you know, in Detroit and in parts of Michigan. Are we getting any read there at all?
Well, it's going to be something that matters, right? Because we saw that uncommitted vote. We know there's an Arab American population in largely Wayne County. It's only about 2% of the population, but it could be potentially significant here.
Chat,
You
I
saw Vice
voted,
President
so
Harris,
expect
as she was
Idaho
on the
to be
campaign trail just in
blue.
the last few days
Yes.
here,
I mean, yeah,
her
good
rally
for you guys
speech,
for
one of them in
voting, for
Michigan,
those of you who
by
did.
referencing, of course,
I think it's
Israel,
really
Gaza, what's
important that we get out there and vote. I mean, I myself, I voted at least 5 times in Pennsylvania. under 4 different names. So like, you know, you have no idea how much work that was. To the Secret Service / FBI agents watching this clip, I would like to clarify that what I'm saying is protected under satire law and freedom of speech laws in both your country and my own. I'm obviously not being serious. Please don't show up to my house. Hey, chat, stop arguing with each other because you're not going to get anywhere. We're here to make fun of America, okay? I just, like, think, like, you know, you guys are probably, like, not going to get anywhere. You know what I'm saying? And you also, like, agree on, like, 98% of the same things. You just have, like, you know, just don't worry about it, brother.
That New York will...
We're solving politics, you're not.
Winner. I'll get this. Projected winner in New York, and there you see the vote difference, 845,000, 33% in. Here's the map to show you on that.
Why can't we celebrate our similarities? Thank you. Like, guys, have you forgotten that there's a guy on screen who looks like a lot of other people? Hello, Jinxie here. Jinxie checking in, guys. What's up?
This is a very potent issue.
That's not Jinxie. Dude, at least he didn't say, like, oh my god, is that Cameron Monaghan from the hit show Shameless? Or, like, something else like that.
Bring up that kind of dissent that is going on. It's very interesting.
You kind of look like Cap Gun Tom. We're gonna see. Oh, I don't. We don't look like the same guy at all. There's literally not, it's not even close. Trump is a multiply convicted criminal and people are still very willing to vote for him. Yeah, but like that, because that makes sense, because if you look at Trump's base, they think the entire system is corrupt. So obviously a corrupt system in their point of view is going to convict him with felon charges. Like, obviously him being convicted of crimes, I don't get it. When fucking let me get wired up, and I'm not talking to you, but like I'm a straw man of your position. When I hear these people being like, man, it's crazy, Trump is a convicted felon, I'm like, yeah, bro, he's positioned himself as an enemy of the existing governmental structures. So him being convicted of crimes by those very governmental structures falls exactly in line with his personality that people already liked. They probably helped for some people. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're like, oh yeah, of course they're gonna convict him of crimes because they know he's trying to stop them, brother. He's speaking too much truth. I just think, like, you can look at his policy. You don't even have to be like the guy fucking sucks, as a felon, is whatever. You can just look at his policy and be like, yeah, that blows. But like, we all, you know.
Committed vote.
Gotham is going red, according to the Joker goons I spoke to. No, Chad. Gotham voting red? Ooh, Gotham is a big swing state. And I hear Bruce Wayne voted for Trump. Do you guys think Bruce Wayne would vote for Trump? I low-key think he would think about it. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I know he has like a whole code and everything. Ted Cruz is winning his election. I don't even fucking know at this point, man. I don't know what you like. Ted Cruz is just it's hilarious.
Vote
Bruce Wayne would straight up donate $1 million to voters like Elon.
100,000 people voted uncommitted in the primary.
We're trying to weed through them, trying to figure out where you can be.
Polls close. Dude, Nevada's a red
state, right? You don't have the
right?
pressure of people looking at you.
You want a fun fact? Fun fact alert?
We love it.
Fun fact alert. Is it going to be fun? Is it going to be fun?
Last election was decided in 4 states by approximately 80,000 voters. You could fit those voters into Cowboy Stadium.
Hey, I'm going to go put my coat away in the front closet. I just got to the party. I'll catch you later, though. For sure.
Wow.
Imagine voting for Kamala, who's been... I'm consumed by hate? I think you are. I've never seen someone with such an accurate username. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not even gonna waste. Oh, should we keep him, chat? Wait, should we keep him as a pet? We got our own pet hog. Wait, I've never had one before. Yay! Can I name him?
Let me tell you,
about budget, and believe me, my husband's
nugget.
going to be very mad at me that I didn't say Eagle Stadium, but
Nevada this year is apparently undecided.
You stick with any stadium you want.
yeah, you got next to polls?
He's sad about the link. Yeah, I do. And this is a more broad look at the issues that voters say are important to them. As we're talking about some of these issues in these key battleground states, nationally, we saw something really interesting here, right? We saw consistently in public polling over the course of months, it's economy, inflation, cost of living that voters said over and over
Yeah,
again was
dude,
the most
fuck. I can't think of anything better to help the economy than like a 200% tariff on foreign goods, man.
important issue to them. But
Ah!
from our exit polls that we're
Sorry?
seeing now, and again, this
Sorry?
could shift a little bit. These numbers could still change a bit as more waves of information come in. But look at what's number one. 34% of voters say the
State of democracy.
is the most important issue to them.
Where is that one, by the way? Is it in between Wisconsin and Idaho? I can't remember.
Put a little asterisk next to that. We're going to talk about that
meant
more in just
Wyoming,
a second.
by the way.
Second
Those
here,
two states are not
31%
beside
of
each other.
voters say the economy is the most important issue to them. That is typically what we would see in other elections. It's what we've
Hey,
seen in the past.
What's this part? Oh, this part is like femboy Hooters, but they couldn't put it on screen. Like it's like 15%, you know, fucking 29%, 29, 31, 50, 84. So we got a lot of people who said the most important issue in this election to them was femboy Hooters, but why is their voice being
Just
silent?
because a candidate leads on the top issue doesn't mean that they would win the election. Abortion is right there at 14%. Immigration trailing.
I
at 11%.
voted for
And why do I
femboy
bring that up?
Hooters.
That was key to former President Trump's close. When you look at the vote breaks for this, which just means who people supported when they said this was their top issue, on State of Democracy, voters broke for Kamala Harris. So she leads on that issue. More people
I
who
break
said
for
that
Kamala
democracy was
Harris.
Their most important thing,
Like a bumper
backed
sticker.
Kamala Harris,
But
then
you know, it says like I break for turtles or snakes.
These days.
Absolutely, and the fact that you have this significant majority saying that the country's headed in the wrong direction.
You know what it is?
A challenge.
It's interesting because we haven't talked that much about that thing that happened this summer where Joe Biden.
Can you imagine where she's like, remember that thing that happened this summer, and the other person's like, she thinks she's talking about that thing they did last summer where they accidentally hit a guy with their car, and then thought he was dead and dumped him into the water. You know what I'm talking about?
Terrible debate, and he was expected for 18 months to be the candidate, and then he wasn't. Do we have any indication in any of these early numbers
Holy
how
shit, it's
Kamala
Tic
Harris
Tac.
is performing compared to how he
Honk
may
if you're
have
voting
performed?
for
I
my
mean, it's
president.
A
I was
hypothetical.
going to say favorability is probably what
Reach
gets this
for
there.
my
Most
neck,
closely,
you'll
I don't
get
think
turned
those
into
graphics
an
will get pulled up, but
example.
Joe Biden, if
Y'all
I remember,
gotta
serves as
stop
something like
playing with me,
41%
man.
I break for
favorable
Boris
based
the
in exit polls, which is a
Spectator.
question that was asked.
Thank
She
you,
is at
Sola
something
Slow,
like, I
for
wanna
the
say
26
48%,
months of
so
Tier
she is,
1.
or 49%. She's out.
Hey guys, just so you know, when I get like tired of this, when I get tired of watching the election, we can watch Hell's Kitchen and just hang out and have a good time, okay? But I genuinely, like, I would not be able to not think about this for a little bit.
Vice President
I gotta get it
Harris
out of my
has
system.
done this thing where she's tried to both
I need to
distance
make fun of
herself
Americans
from
for
President
like a
Biden.
little
She told
longer.
me in our interview just a couple
By
of
a
weeks
little
ago,
longer, I mean
Joe
like a
Biden
while.
is not on the ticket. Like, I am the one who is running on the Democratic ticket, which she's right. She is on the top of the ticket. But at the same time, she has not distanced herself in a super clear way from a lot of his various policies. She has said that she feels some loyalty to him, of
Well,
course.
the ads that have been run to great effect in a lot of these battleground states tie Kamala Harris directly to Joe Biden. The Trump campaign thinks that Biden is a clear drag on the Harris ticket.
It's been one of the biggest challenges of her entire campaign, including in her interview with Hallie, has been asked over and over again, how will you govern differently than President Joe Biden? She struggled to answer that in part, I'm told, because
Dude,
personally
I-
she did not want to
speaking of Joe
betray
Biden, I
him,
need
but
some
it
ice cream
has
right
been
now. I
something
just
that's
do.
been a challenge for
She
her.
also cited, I think it was your interview, she cited history, the fact that typically vice presidents, you know, don't
Yeah, that's right. That was our
will.
colleague Peter Alexander, I
Okay.
think, if I'm remembering that one correctly, in a pull aside with her several weeks ago. But she said, listen, typically vice presidents don't go after, their boss, if you will, their president. She talked about this issue of loyalty, but at the same time, she also says, my presidency will not be a continuation of the Biden administration.
The problem that she had was when asked specifically, I believe on an ABC program, what would you do differently? She said nothing comes to mind. And boy, that Trump
Keeping in mind,
campaign.
her campaign's been, what, 108?
Well, right, but that's
days,
about,
yeah.
that question's coming when you have an unpopular incumbent. We want to go to NBC's Sam Brock. He's in Asheville, North Carolina, where I understand the counting is wrapping up. What are you hearing?
Savannah, it's done. Look, I have it fresh off the presses right here from Buncombe County. The official results are in. First of all, they had a 73.69% turnout, which is almost their record high. It was 78 back in 2020. But considering everything that happened in Western North Carolina,
What did I miss? Did he win while I was gone?
Ago, this is extraordinary. And the results are almost exactly the same as they were 4 years ago as well. It was 60-38 in favor of Kamala Harris for this county, which is
What's your favorite movie? The Other Guys.
140,000 votes. It was 59-38 back in 2020.
59-38.
Line item by line item to authenticate it for the unofficial results. There's basically a caravan of cars that comes in. They're all holding from each of the 80 precincts these thick orange cases that have flash drives in them. Bobby, who I'm told has been here with Buncombe County for generations, a 70-something-year-old woman, takes the flash drive out, comes in here and brings it into this room. In the room, it's unencrypted, and so they actually get the data up there and they upload it directly to the county site and then to the state site from this room, and then all of the day of votes get tabulated over in these.
Diana, when she's explaining your objectives in the mission.
It's unencrypted, and so they actually get the data up there and they upload it directly to the county site and then to the state site from this room, and then all of the day of votes get tabulated over in these machines. Fascinating to watch. It is actually.
You just missed Kamala winning 100% of the electoral votes.
No! Got a projection to tell you about the state of Illinois. Kamala Harris, as expected, takes it. So that's a.
Folks, I'm getting reports that Lego City just voted Donald Trump for president. I'm so sorry. We thought that was a blue haven. It actually might be over. I'm so sorry.
Harris and the Democrats. Let's look at the.
I know these graphics do go crazy.
Here, half the vote in, and it looks like it will be an easy victory as expected. And so we can fill out one more state on our road to 270 map. The state of Illinois going to Kamala Harris. Let's go to Tom Yamas. You're in North Carolina, where we just heard straight from the horse's
Oh my
mouth.
God, nice to meet you.
Buncombe County, right there. Asheville has been through so much with Hurricane Helene, and Sam Brock had the poll results in his hot little hands.
But were you calling him a horse? That's like
Hot little hands. Whoa.
Sam's a tall drink of water, but he's no horse. He's a handsome man. So listen, along the lines of from what he was reporting, and I just checked out those Hurricane Helene counties. We can show you the ones that were affected by the floods. Let me go. Hold on one second. Here we go. So these were all the counties, the 13 counties that were affected by the floods, where people could vote in other parts of the state if they weren't able to vote in their home county.
Build the Lego wall is very funny. I'm sorry.
Kind of drop off. That's actually better news for the president, because there are more Trump
I hate
voters
it.
out there in the western
I hate,
part of the state.
you know,
with
the real,
exception of
like
blue
that
dots,
real life
like
makes
Asheville,
that joke
places like
possible,
that.
but it is
Here's where
funny.
a lot of the vote is still out. Charlotte, Mecklenburg. Look, Trump is on top right now statewide. Mecklenburg is the place where Democrats, I'm going to keep going back to Mecklenburg when we talk about North Carolina. This is Charlotte and then the surrounding suburbs. They need to drive up the vote here. It is a majority minority county. Hispanics and African Americans, they have to drive up the numbers here when they lose. Like Senate races.
It's like that onion video where they're like, now Jim is coming in to let us know which minority group is going to be blamed this election. And he's like, thanks a lot, Kim. Now there's a lot of different groups here that could end up shouldering the blame for their candidate losing this election here.
It's because the turnout is not where it needs to be. Drive up the numbers here.
Listen to this.
Majority minority county, Hispanics and African Americans, they have to drive up the numbers.
They got to
here.
drive up those numbers, man.
They lose races like Senate races. It's because the turnout is not where it needs to be in Charlotte. So not enough vote there. But the good news is there is vote in other places. Wake County, this is the capital. Raleigh, part of the Research Triangle. You can see Kamala Harris slightly overperforming President Biden with 76% of the vote. Whoop.
I'm not clicking on that. You can't link Trump, Elon Musk, Yawai. Yawai? I don't know how to pronounce that.
Oops, that was a mistake. Let me go back to North Carolina here. Here we go. Okay. Right over here, Durham, this is where Duke University is. 85% of the vote is in. 81%. Let's see how she did compared to Biden. Slightly overperforming there.
Yeah, okay, fucking Tom from Tom and Jerry.
And just over where
Okay,
UNC
Wile E. Coyote when he steps on a sharp tack or something.
Chapel Hill is. Slightly overperforming there. Here's one thing, though, that Republicans have something to possibly celebrate. This is Nash County. This is Governor Roy Cooper's county. This is where he's from. It's sandwiched between Raleigh, Wake County, and the North Carolina Black Belt, where you have those counties with high percentages of African-American voters. It usually, almost always in the last few elections, has picked the winner. 2012 Obama, Trump flips it. Biden it went with Biden in 2020. That wasn't a correct pick. But today, Trump is on top. And you can see that's good news for him, considering that Biden took it in 2020.
Okay, yeah, that tracks. Obama, then Trump, then Biden. Uh-oh. I don't like where the pendulum's swinging.
Today, Trump is on top, and you can see that's good news for him, considering that Biden took it in 2020.
Okay, fuck off. You can't say Biden took it in 2020 because Trump is on top right after I talk about fucking Yowie.
New Hanover.
It's not my fault that my brain is cooked. It's you. You've done this to me.
You have a lot of people who have moved to the east coast of North Carolina, the coastal communities here. Only 5% in, but this is also one of those counties that has always picked the winner in North Carolina. Not enough vote in to even compare it. I do want to talk about the triad. This is, again, sometimes the forgotten metro area, but huge population center for North Carolina. A lot of the historically black universities are here as well. Greensboro, Guilford County, 55% in. Let's see how she's doing compared to Biden. Look, she's holding her marks, so this is pretty good. I want to see how Trump's doing, though, in some of the rural counties where he has to drive up the vote. Robeson, look, only 23% in. He's overperforming there. I want to go a little closer to Charlotte. Union County seems to be doing okay. Again, this is along the southern border, right above South Carolina. Seems to be holding his own. Anson, 92% in. This is actually a big flip. Let me see how this will just look like in 2016. So this is interesting. Clinton won in 16. Biden won in 2020 with 92% of the vote in. Trump is on top right now. Again, not a large county you're going to see. There's only about 10,000 votes here, but we're kind of reading the tea leaves and seeing where everything's at so far.
Ooh, reading the tea
again,
leaves.
Statewide, 63% in. This is the only
Co-stream
battleground state
with
that
Big
Trump won in
A.
2020. That's why we're watching it so close. It was very close. It was
What
the
does a
slimmest.
co-stream even mean? He doesn't want to hear my fucking Canadian ass giving a take on the election. He doesn't want a woke Canadian twink in his ear.
Margin, 63% of the vote.
Chats get combined. Wait, we don't have to do anything together, but our chat, dude, my chat would be cooked.
North Carolina.
You guys would be lost in the sauce, man.
Again, too early. You know we're going to project it, guys.
Tom, you had a little something for everybody in that, no matter who you're rooting for. We got a couple of results to read to you right now. These are ballot measures. We saw the abortion measure go down to defeat in Florida. It had a 60% threshold. In New York, it passes easily. 71% of the vote is the margin there. We'll go to Maryland. There was also an abortion rights measure, and that easily passes as well. Both of those blue states. Let's bring Laura Jarrett into this conversation because we do have 10 states that have these ballot measures, and obviously Democrats have hoped that that would help their fortunes, and especially in these battleground states.
New York, obviously not a place where people think of abortion rights under threat, but the initiative there was broader than just about abortion. It had to do with anti-discrimination principles more generally, reproductive health care a part of that, but it was also about pregnancy and the life.
Are there
and so
actually
that's
marijuana
why it was even
referendums
on the ballot in a place like New York? But you think about a place like South Dakota, a completely different story. We still have to wait to see what happens there. Arizona, a different story.
I
Missouri,
have a
we
guess
still
as
don't
to
have
what
enough
South
in to be
Dakota is
able to
going
make
to
a
say.
call on that one.
I have a guess.
Forgive me. Let's see if the brain's still working here at 9:45.
You got a big set of cards there,
this is a late night for the Today Show. But Nebraska has two measures, doesn't
It's
it?
basically the Tonight Show. Come on, it was right there. That would have killed with your viewers.
The one with the raw vote.
The one that has
I would slay with this demographic, man. I could turn on that, like, you know, like the mom charm. Lots of, like, you know, wholesome family humor. Suburban moms. I feel like they'd love me.
As you see it, NBC News projects Donald Trump will take the state of Ohio.
There you go, Ohio.
17 electoral
Sorry, Cartwheel.
votes. There is the breakdown of 441,000 vote difference now. 64% of the vote in Ohio. And again, Donald Trump is the winner there. And there's where
Florida had a
takes us in
weed
the road to
ballot measure, but it
270.
didn't
Donald
pass.
Trump out in front with 185 electoral votes. Harris with 81.
All right, let's go to Savannah Sellers. We always need not one, but two Savannahs sitting at the desk at any time, if possible. Exactly. Savannah, I mean, you've been looking a lot into the youth vote, and we were just talking about abortion. And for young women, that obviously is a galvanizing issue for many of them.
It certainly is. For young women, it is their top issue. And that's where we're really seeing a huge gender divide also. For young women, 42% saying it is their top issue,
Guys,
to just 10%.
if the Hitman well ever dries up, do you guys think I could be like a talking head on Fox, where I come on and I'm like the woke twink who gets owned in the marketplace of facts and logic? You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like WWE wrestling. Like, I get up there and I'm like, oh yeah, well, Donald Trump doesn't respect the troops. You know what I mean? And then like fucking Pierce Morgan comes on there or some shit. Okay.
It's their top issue. When you talk about men, it's what you guys were mentioning earlier. The threats to democracy is up there, as well as the economy. There are certain states, too, where we are seeing, I know we were talking about North Carolina a moment ago, where we are seeing Trump improve specifically with that young men
That
under
Drew
30.
Cargill, I
In North
can't
Carolina,
tell.
when
It's
I
so
came to
funny,
set just
though.
a little bit ago, 60% said they supported him. That's up from 42% that voted for him back in
What are they
2020.
talking
So
about?
continuing to watch that. Abortion was also one where I saw a lot of activation on those college campuses all over the state of North Carolina, just talking about getting out to vote for the presidential ticket with that being attached to it. Of course, with the issue being attached to Harris, and within Michigan, as well as in Arizona. Arizona's an interesting one, though, because, of course, as I'm talking to the expert when it comes to Arizona, but the state of ASU.
Which city is better, Cleveland or Cincinnati? Cleveland!
Check out on the blue wall here, and we have a new characterization.
Because
in the
LeBron
state of
James.
Wisconsin.
That's literally all
Our
I know about
decision
either.
desk now calling it too
I know
close
that
to
Cincinnati
call.
has a lot of bears, but like, so does San Francisco, honey.
Kamala Harris out front right now. 23%.
Or no, wait, they have the Bears. Fuck, I fucked that up. Nah, you
in
still get it.
Wisconsin. Our election night coverage continues next with another batch of poll closings, including a critical swing state. We hope you can stay with us.
Massachusetts is voting on legalizing psychedelics. That's pretty cool. Is there a referendum to legalize galaxy gas? Or I guess it's already legal.
Let's go to Pennsylvania now. The
Bob Casey and Dave McCormick.
Pennsylvania Senate race, incredibly competitive. Senator Bob Casey looking for a fourth term against Trump-backed businessman Dave McCormick. Again, this race still too close to call with 34% of the vote in. Let's head to Texas now. Colin Allred, former NFL star, making this a more competitive race than anticipated.
Cancun
in
Cruz.
Texas, Senator Ted
You
Cruz
can't
looking
stop
for
him.
re-election there. We'll continue to watch that. And the Senate race in Ohio, too early to call. Again, this is too early to call. Senator Sherrod Brown looking for a fourth term against Bernie Moreno. Let's take a look at how the spread is in the Senate. Republicans, again, have picked up one seat, with Governor Jim Justice winning that Senate seat there after Senator Joe Manchin announced he wasn't running for re-election. The Ohio Senate race really significant, guys, and one to watch.
All right, we've got a call in the Kansas presidential race. Donald Trump is the projected winner in Kansas now. NBC News can project. Let's see where that brings us. Here's the breakdown right now. 31,000 vote difference, but again, Donald Trump will win there. Let's take you to the map.
Who do you
and
guys
see
think
where we
Kanye
are on the road
voted
to
for?
270. Donald Trump with 191.
He probably said,
Kamala
right?
Harris, 81.
Is he
electoral
still off the
votes.
deep end? I haven't really kept up
And
with
we
him.
also want to go back and revisit, I think we have Michigan and Pennsylvania, I think, both too early to call.
Too close to call.
close to
at
call.
Yo,
this hour.
Chancey voted.
Yeah, we'll pause there. Let some of our
Makes
other
sense.
stations catch up with us as we show you the road to 270, the map filling out, but we got a lot of work to do.
Here's how Kanye can still win. This is what it looks like on turn like 29 of Risk.
All right, welcome back.
When you've already given up, but your friend wants to play it out so they can like enjoy it, and you're like, okay.
I think we're still at 6 of 7 battlegrounds.
You know what's messed up? As soon as someone points out the little chef wearing the hat, with the chef and the nose, and he's holding a plate. You can't unsee it. You can't unsee it, dude. He has little boots. He's got like a little beer gut, and he's holding a plate of Kentucky Fried Chicken, which is Kentucky, by the way.
Kind of in a waiting game. Actually, we have Kansas now. I believe we can make a call on. NBC News projects the state of Kansas will go to Donald Trump with 6 electoral votes. Here's the map now to 270 as we add that to the group. And Donald Trump out with 191 now to Harris's 81.
You mentioned we have 6 of 7 presidential battlegrounds to get to. Nevada will close here at the top of the hour, but let's look at Michigan. Too close to call right now, just 15% in. We could be up all night and perhaps beyond. Michigan didn't get called till late the next day in 2020. Pennsylvania, need I remind you, we were here till Saturday waiting for its results, but officials think they will be able to move a little bit more quickly, but at this hour, it's much too close to call. A tight race there, difference of 48,000 votes, so we will see how that shakes up. About 9:53, we've got more polls set to close soon. Candidates hoping to strike gold in the silver state, Nevada, rolling their dice.
Oh, she said Canada for a second. I was like, ooh, ooh.
We're heading into the final stretch. More poll closings across the West, including another battleground state.
Nevada and its 6 electoral college votes could be critical.
Nevada, get out and vote.
Nevada, ours is a fight for the future.
Both
Nevada!
All in.
Let me tell you.
The state by targeting its large population of service workers.
No tax on tips.
We will continue our fight and eliminate taxes on tips.
What?
We're moments away from the
They're
first
both
results
saying
from
no
the
taxes on
rest of
tips?
the state, as our decision desk gets ready
No
to make
tip
a new
tax?
call on the road to 270.
Tax this.
And that brings us to NBC's Steve Patterson, who's in Reno, the biggest little city in America, and a key swing
Yeah,
county
blame your
there.
friend
Hey,
personally.
Steve.
Ooh, nice suit.
Hey, Savannah. I have some bad news if you like to sleep in this state. We're maybe about 5 minutes before
Dude,
the
it's
polls
Las
close.
Vegas is
We'll
literally
do
the
that.
city that
And I
never
say
sleeps.
that because the
Bro doesn't
lines
know where
are
he is.
still ridiculously long. I'm in Washoe County, as you mentioned, in Reno. This is the Washoe County complex. It's like where all the government buildings are, the county clerk's office, registrar of voters. If you come this way, you see this line snakes beyond the county recorder. That county recorder means you have 40 minutes to go left if you've reached this point. Meanwhile, though, we're hearing about lines that continue to be long all across the state. Southern
Are the
Nevada.
polls in
There's a place
casinos?
called
Well, a lot of
Nye
casinos
County
are like
where we're
event
hearing
centers,
lines
right?
that are up to 3
You got like big
hours long.
banquet
They
halls
don't
and stuff.
have enough machines
So,
per
like, legit?
people in that county. What that means
Who knows?
is, unfortunately, because they cannot really release the data on how
You
many
could probably
people voted,
find one.
who has voted, some of the returns until the last person in line across the state has voted. It means numbers are going to be very slow.
I'm not
They can
gonna
obviously
ever hit the
tabulate sort of
tables.
in person. They can tabulate
terrible
the early
gambler.
voting. They can tabulate the mail-in ballots, but they can't release any of that data until the last person has left the line, which means it's going to mean a lot more coffee tonight for people that are trying to watch the vote. Also, one thing to keep track of, the nonpartisan vote. That's the reason why we're in Washoe County. This is an incredibly purple county. People vote the issues. They vote their feelings. They don't vote party line, which leads us to talk about nonpartisans. It is a third of the electorate in this state, higher share than Republicans, higher share than Democrats. These folks, we're not sure which way they're going to vote, which has been confounding pundits. And it's been really tough for people trying to read the tea leaves and what exactly the numbers mean. I've spoken to both campaigns in the state. Both seem to think that they have a Trojan horse. Of course, Democrats seem to think that nonpartisans
Same, Lord.
are younger, a little more racially
I'm
diverse.
anxiously watching.
Republicans seem to think that
And it's not
they're going to
bad.
skew more conservative. And so we will see. But unfortunately, I think not anytime soon. It could be a minute before we get any
They
sort of
love
results
saying
here in
reading the
Silver
tea
State.
leaves.
Savannah.
All right. Well, Steve, stand by. Nobody sleeps in Las Vegas, maybe not in Reno either.
Ah,
will be
there we
sleeping
go.
tonight. Tom, let's
Where's my
look
water?
at Nevada. This is a state where Republican fortunes have risen since the last presidential election.
Yeah. A lot of Nevada is Clark County. It's Las Vegas here. This is
Yo,
of the
Clark
electorate here.
County.
Democrats can turn out
What
their
the hell?
voters here.
Joe's winning? Guys, the Joe sweep out of nowhere. Can you imagine? What the hell? California 60 electoral seats for Joe Biden. I can't believe it.
here. There is no way that Republicans can catch up. Between Las Vegas and Reno, which is Washoe County, this is the battleground county here, about 15% of the vote here. The vote in Washoe actually is more reflective of the entire state, much more than Las Vegas is. It's reflective because it's a mix of both Republicans and Democrats. Democrats have been able to hold Washoe County for a couple of elections now. If they can hold it tonight and do well in Las Vegas, it's game over there. But look at all of this Trump country in the middle. It's not a lot of people, but it is rural desert. With the exception of Elko, you have some population centers there. And this is where Trump hopes to run up the score. Something else we have to understand, I'm going to zoom out a little bit, about Nevada, is that you have people from Northern California who have been moving since the pandemic into Reno, right? And then Southern California moving into Las Vegas. People from California find it more affordable. They find it that they can get more for their money. Because of that, housing prices have gone up. So the economy and housing prices are a huge issue in Nevada. And finally, the last point I want to bring up here is that the unemployment rate right now in Nevada is over 5%. It's the highest of any state in the entire country. So the economy is going to be huge here. And you got to remember, Trump came out with his plan about no tax on tips. You have all those service workers and those service unions in Las Vegas. Democrats quickly adopted that plan because they knew it was a good idea. Unclear if it's ever going to become law or if they can even do that. But it was a plan that caught a lot of attention in Nevada, guys.
And a populist appeal, definitely.
And I think I'm glad Tom was talking through those points.
Banger by
I think of
Prezzo.
Nevada, and I think economy, right? You talked about the Republican
I
governor.
don't care that you
largely
got
driven
shot
by
in the
anger
ear.
over pandemic shutdowns on the Strip, et cetera. No tax on tips. I'll also tell you another number. I think it's 380, just
No
about
tax on
379. That's the
tips.
price of a gallon of gas in Nevada, the highest of any battleground state. The economy is a big factor in this state, as are the Latino population, of course, and that's another factor that
Democrats
we're watching.
for a long time had a big registration advantage, but that's all but disappeared. And as you mentioned, a Republican won statewide office, the governor's race in 2022.
It's also one of these states with an abortion ballot initiative as well, and a state that the Trump campaign believes you could see some ticket splitters on that.
And it's a competitive Senate race in Nevada as well. We talked about the fact that some of these Senate races, if you rewind about a month ago, weren't so competitive. It is incredibly tight. Senator Jackie Rosen looking for another term.
Look, if the way so far that Donald Trump's performing tonight versus Harris, this really is an indictment of the Democratic Party for the last 3 years. Because you want to talk about Nevada, you talk about the voter registration advantage. Republicans, basically, for the first 3 years of this presidential cycle, just destroyed the Democrats on voter registration. All across the country in the battleground states, Republican registration advantage. The last 3 months, Democrats have done well. 3 years versus 3 months. So far, the 3 years is paying some dividends for Trump.
All right, there's the countdown. We are waiting for another batch of
Montana,
closings.
Nevada, Utah. Gee, I wonder. I'm going to go ahead and say red, maybe red.
And this will bring us
Can you
to
imagine if
battleground
Nevada goes blue?
Nevada, which is our last battleground state we've not heard from, or the last to close the polls. NBC News can make a projection now in the state of Utah. NBC projects that Donald Trump will win in Utah and take those 7 electoral votes. And we go further into the west, into Montana. 4 electoral votes. Donald Trump, the projected winner in Montana tonight. Here's the map. The road to 270. Donald Trump now with 201. Harris with 81. That's
Guys?
270.
I don't understand how this works.
Here it is, as you might expect, too early to call. And if you remember, in 2020, we didn't get a result in Nevada until Saturday, so we could be waiting a while. In fact,
Oh, yes.
Oh, fuck, I closed the wrong tab. That's my bad. Basically, if Trump wins Pennsylvania, it's Jover. I got you.
communities, Western PA communities, because fracking was a big issue here. Vice President Harris had to change her position on that. Washington
It's going to come
County,
down
right
to
here
like
on the
700
border,
people
Trump
in
with 60%
Pennsylvania.
of the vote. Let's see how he did compared to 2020.
The
It's
city
about
of
the
brotherly
same.
love.
Westmoreland right next to here. It butts up against Allegheny County. 47% of the vote is in. He's at 65. So he's kind of where his marks were in 2020. Remember, he has to do a little bit better. Erie's the one that we're going to be watching. This is the big swing county. We only have 1% in. The reason why we're watching this is because Erie almost always picks the winner of the election here. But we only have 1% in Erie County. But we'll be watching that.
at Whole Foods with that
Let's move east
Ruger.
now, 'cause I
An
know we have a lot of
anonymous user
people
gifted
from
a
the
tier 1
Philadelphia
sub
area
to the
on anchor
Sapienza
desk tonight. See
Fista.
what's happening over there. Let's start in Chester County. Okay, so I'm going to give a quick whip around here. 2020, remember. So Harris has to drive up the vote in the suburbs just like Biden did and try to turn out that vote in Philadelphia County. So Chester's one of those ring counties. Let's move over to Delaware County here. She's overperforming there. Only a quarter of the votes in. Let's get to Philadelphia County here. 79%. She's going to want to increase those numbers. Again, we're still waiting on a lot of the vote. It's still very early. Remember, some of these counties are going to report late. Monco,
Among
28%
LGBT
in,
voters, a big
69%
shift away from
overperforming
Trump.
there. This is where Governor Shapiro
really?
is. You may remember that. She closed out her final ad, sitting right next to Governor Shapiro, making sure the people of Pennsylvania saw that. And then I want to park on Bucks for a while, and then I want you guys to talk a little bit about Bucks. 24% in, but this is the county, the ring county around Philadelphia, one of those collar counties that Republicans thought they could make some inroads here. More working class than some of those neighboring suburb areas, counties. They say Southern Bucks might be a little bit more Trump country. That may have changed this election. We're going to have to wait and see. But you can see here the numbers aren't as high as they were with 24% in, 56% of the vote. Trump's going to have to try to run up the vote a little bit here if he wants to do better. I'm going to look at one more area before I send it to you guys. This is the swing here, Northampton.
What's CBS got to say?
Here in Durham. So those are Democratic areas, and those, if they come in, and they come in for Harris. But I will add this, it's not just the percents, though. She's got to get the turnout there in order to catch Trump, because what you also
to people, the economy, that people trust Donald Trump more on that. And they said, well, we tell them it just takes time. So that message was not really resonating. Nevada has the highest unemployment
my
rate
desktop's pretty
of
cooked.
any state in the country. They were devastated after COVID. And that is the issue. You know, you can talk about exaggeration. You can talk about them calling Puerto Ricans garbage. You can talk about all those things, but it came back to the economy. They can hear lies. They can hear mistruths. They can hear exaggerations. But their truth is their grocery bills, their gas bills. And that's what it came back to on many, many people I interviewed.
And the high cost of housing in Nevada, too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Very, very high cost of rents. And immigration, of course. And you could talk to Latino voters. There was one man, he said, I don't care about any of that other stuff. Donald Trump is going to be best for the border. This is a man who came into the country 50 years ago illegally. He is now a citizen. He doesn't want any more migrants, and that's why he's voting for Donald Trump.
Yeah, really interesting. And part of what Lindsay
He's
was
like, we
showing
got to
us is
shut
she
this
still
shit
is
down,
leading
man.
by
It was
much
way too easy for me.
The voters, but not by the margin that President Biden did 4 years ago. And that's got to be very concerning for the Democrats and the Harris campaign.
What did she say? Oh, she was just talking about how a man she interviewed who was a man who illegally migrated to the United States. He immigrated to the United States illegally and then is like, man, we got to get Trump here. We got to fix that border, man. That's so funny.
Yeah, look, I would just remind.
Surely he won't be one of the ones to be deported, right? Like, surely they'll be like, oh, you've lived here. They'll be cool. They'll like respect the rule of law. The leopards won't eat my fish.
Got across and was enough.
Rick Klein, what's the blue law looking like at this point?
Yeah, we've seen some numbers come in that shifted the lead, again, numerically, because it just has to do with the pace of vote. But right now, Donald Trump with a 33,000 vote edge. We've gotten a lot of rural vote.
This is Pennsylvania.
This is Pennsylvania,
Yep.
yes. You asked earlier about Wilkes-Barre, Luzerne County. That has flipped red, at least as of now, with 57% of the vote in. Donald Trump racking up some numbers there in an area where Democrats had some hopes to build things up. You can also see what's starting to happen again, in the western part of the state, we've got some significant
What are those
numbers
gray
north
counties?
of Pittsburgh and Butler County. This is a place where Donald Trump is coming close to his benchmark number. Really, this is a function of a lot of vote coming in the redder parts of the
They
state.
just haven't gotten
We
those votes
still
yet? They're
have
just
a
waiting?
lot to go in Philadelphia. That's the kind of the
No data.
it's
Okay.
by far the biggest city. We're seeing Delco go.
Oh,
very
okay. So then
strongly
all she has to do
for-
is just make all of those undetermined ones go blue, and we win. It's not even Jover.
For Kamala Harris. She's outperforming
I'll
where
be
she
right
would
back.
need to be, also outperforming where Joe Biden was. And the same story up through Montgomery. And this is still an interesting one, Bucks County. A lot of folks are keyed into that. A lot of votes still to go. Unclear exactly what kind of vote that is, but at least now Kamala Harris outperforming that benchmark. So it's just a long night to go, but we're getting close to half the votes in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, but this would appear to be her strongest state so far as her benchmark performance, at least meeting that 538 average of where these candidates need to be. Donald Trump, in a number of the counties you just showed, slightly below the benchmark, though getting very close to it.
Yeah.
Which explains why the vote is so close right now. 46% of the vote in, Donald Trump with a very slight lead in Pennsylvania. And you were looking at the Latino vote in Pennsylvania and some of the counties where they live and wondering if this 11th hour push by the Harris campaign to try to reach out to Latinos would actually work.
Yeah, and as Martha was talking about what she saw there in Nevada, I was thinking about what I saw personally here in Pennsylvania. This is Berks County, which includes Reading. Donald Trump has a campaign office here. This is a county that has a large Hispanic and Latino population. Reading is 72% Latino. This is one of those counties where we are going to see this split screen because you have Donald Trump's rhetoric. You have that rally after Madison Square Garden where that speaker compared Puerto Rico to an island of garbage. This is also a county where the economy just matters so much. They're still dealing with high poverty. Let's take a look at where Donald Trump is here. I will tell you he's already meeting his benchmark with 76% of the vote in. You could see where he was just 4 years ago, 53%. He's already there. We're still waiting on a large amount of election day vote as well as early by mail vote as well. And then again, right here, David, he's already performing really well here. While he was campaigning here in Reading,
Sorry, I was doing a Hassan impression.
in Allentown.
Hey
This
guys,
is Lehigh County. You can see just
you
how
see
well
that
she's
video?
doing here. Right now, she's ahead of by.
Did you see that video of the guy who said he killed Osama bin Laden? Saying that one guy, he tweeted that that one political commentator guy would be his concubine if Biden won, or if Trump won. And then he posted a video clarifying. Like, people were like, that's an insane thing to say. Certainly you didn't mean that. And he's like, yeah, so basically what I meant is these little boys, they don't know how to fight. The divorced energy on that guy is off the charts, right? This just in, Kamala takes Colorado. Is this true, folks?
And DeKalb and Cobb and Fulton.
Take your
you
meds,
have
by
to
the way, Chad.
overperform because
Drink some
Donald
water,
Trump
eat
is
some
doing
food.
4 points better in some of the rural areas. So again, Democratic cities tend to come in late. I'm seeing that pattern once again. I have, good information that Philadelphia is going to come in much stronger than in 2020. And by the way, in some of these areas, you can compare apples to apples, but Kamala Harris has had to build a different coalition.
It's looking
So I'm
Jover. I
also
don't know.
looking in
Didn't
some
Trump win like 220 last time?
of these suburbs, if the issue of abortion, the threat
She's
of
dripped out.
democracy, if it worked in those areas in terms of pulling out her vote.
I don't
And
even
those
know
are
what
the
that is, a
collar counties
jacket,
around
a shawl?
Philadelphia. Can we take another look at that based on Donna's point here, whether or not Harris is having success in those counties, getting the numbers up to where they need to be?
Yeah, for sure. Chester County is a key one there. It's about 5% of the whole statewide total. Not a lot of information in yet. We're seeing Harris run a little bit below where she'd need to do to hold even there. Montgomery County, an outperformance so far, again, with less than a third of the vote in. And I've kept my eye on Bucks throughout the night to try to track this because this is good news if you're the Harris campaign.
This is like the
Delco,
ultimate
similar
fantasy
story. And as
job
Donna said,
for
with
the
Philadelphia-
kid who loved the smart board in your middle school class. You know what I'm saying? You know how some people just gravitated towards the smart board? They really liked it. Me, I was one of them. I was like, that's pretty cool. I think this is like the final evolution in your career. You know? This is like the advanced level. It's the pro league. Election Pog, what are your thoughts on it so far? You have no username? How can you make your username dark gray? That's the back. Like, look. Look at this. I can't see that.
With Pennsylvania, they're pretty
Just Coco
slow
Melon
at
for
getting these
terminally online
results in.
people?
There's
I'm having
even though
fun.
Not as much as 2020. Just a boatload of early votes that still need to be counted. A lot in Philadelphia County. So I'm a little bit slow to opine on Pennsylvania, but I do think things are looking very interesting.
He's not going to opine.
South of Pennsylvania.
He's going to wait until he can
Virginia
make a
still,
perfectly
and I think that's something
trenchant
that
observation.
It's not getting a lot of attention.
Giving a more cromulent perspective. Now, we're not to the denouement of the election yet, and it's important that we stay sanguine.
This is just one of those really strange ones to see a 4,000 vote edge. A lot of votes left in the Democratic
A lot of
areas.
edging
Those
going
are
on this
bluer
election,
dots,
man.
but
It's crazy.
just not, one of the things that strikes me, David, looking at the map as it's filled in so far, the fact that
Do you
the
think people
Democrats
on
are
Wall Street
sweating
call
some of
it
the places
hedging?
That should have been safe. We haven't made
I'm
a projection
sorry.
in New Hampshire. We haven't made a projection in Connecticut, Rhode Island. We talked about earlier, closer.
Oh,
than
so
we
these
thought.
are the. This is a good map. California has the most number of electoral votes. Then Texas. Alaska has 3. Hawaii has 4. Pennsylvania does have a lot, eh? Illinois, Pennsylvania, Colorado.
Of course, Virginia. These are places that Democrats flat out have to win if they're going to have any chance.
Take us through some of those states. Let's see where New Hampshire stands, because we saw some tightening in the polls leading up to Election Day.
Yeah, we did, and this is a state that we kind of thought would be called a little earlier in the night.
I
'cause they
like
have a
this
pretty
guy's-
tradition. Most of the Democratic votes are in the southern part of the state, and
His
again,
discerning
Harris is
glare.
leading. The question is going to be really how much she wins by,
Outperforming herself in
outperforming there. But
Same tilted. That's why
to
I'm just
me,
like hanging out
the
with
fact that
people
we're
instead
even
of watching
talking
it
about
alone.
States like this tells you how
Makes
things
me
are
feel
at least
better.
tipping early in the night, and the southern states. Clearly, there's an edge right now in Georgia and North Carolina. North Carolina, I've been tracking a lot, 230,000 vote margin. That's hard to make up when you're at 70% of the vote. The thing that is keeping it, though, out of anyone's win column
Edging
is
in a swing
Mecklenburg
state
County. That's
does not.
Charlotte.
It's not as much
Kamala
fun as
Harris
it
is
sounds,
winning
folks.
there. She's
Not as much
she's
fun as
not
it
hitting
sounds.
the 538 benchmark number, but you want to see a really big dot emerge. There it is, and that's almost 500,000 votes that are still out in the Charlotte area. But if she's winning at 60-40 instead of 68-20 or 68-30, that means you're just not getting as many votes out of it, and that makes it hard to catch up against that number.
No question about that. We're going to check in with Trump headquarters in Florida. We're going to check in with Harris headquarters, see what the mood is on the ground at this point in the night. And we're going to keep digging into these Rust Belt states, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, because that appears to be the path as we continue in the night, at least for the Democrats,
Guys, it's
to keep
day
this alive.
5
Rick
of
Klein just points
November,
out,
and I hate
smartly
it
So the reason
already.
North Carolina can't be called is because of the outstanding.
How is this 5 days of facial hair
vote
growth,
in
though, at the same
Charlotte,
time?
which is a Democratic area, but given the margin between the two, it might be really difficult to make that up. So we're going to keep our eyes on the math. We'll get right back to it right after the break.
Your vote.
Yeah, mine goes so
Election
slow.
night 2024. The race for the White House continues in a moment on ABC.
Just tonight, he has referenced unsubstantiated rumors of alleged fraud in Detroit and Philadelphia.
Yeah, but what's all
Things
that
a
among
senior
friends? You know what I mean?
federal official has told us are flatly untrue. But what you
Come
end up happening is
on. What's a few allegations of voter frauds or incitement of insurrections among pals?
2020, think they're winning again here in 2024, and
Oh,
think the only
yeah.
way they can lose
What's
is
that?
if there is cheating. And so you can understand why in this really remarkable CBS poll out today, 7 in 10 Americans are concerned about violence tied to the election in the days ahead. In the land of Democrats, that tends to be Republicans, they imagine, protesting, demonstrating, rioting because their candidate has been somehow, quote unquote, cheated. But when you talk to people here, they say, yeah, we are also concerned about violence by Democrats. And their imagination, what's going to happen tonight and in the days ahead is potentially riots in blue cities. Nora.
And all you have to do is look at our nation's capital, which is boarded up and fenced up in anticipation of some of the concern about what is ahead. Tony DeCopel, thank you. When we come back, we'll check in
I
with
promise I
our
won't
correspondents
riot,
in the
Mr.
blue
Trump.
wall battleground states. You're watching CBS News America Decides Election 2024.
Hi, Republicans.
Truth Social wants to show notifications. Let's hold on a second. Hold on a second. I don't think I need notifications.
We're doing really well. If you're in line, stay in line. Don't let them take you off that line. Vote. Stay on the line. They can't do anything about it. And vote. We're going to win it big. Thank you.
A little pause after. Why does he look so sad in this? He looks so sad. You know what I mean? He looks like the Grinch who failed to steal Christmas. I don't know why. What's this video?
Immediately hang up the phone and run out and vote. Like immediately.
Just bring the transistor radio or boombox.
He looks like he threw up. Dude, true. This is the mom I threw up pose.
Hi, Republicans. Thank you.
Swamp the vote? Make it too big to rig, let me tell you, folks. Oh.
Republicans, we're doing really well. Stay online. Don't get offline and vote. Make sure you get through and vote. We're going to have a big victory tonight.
What will we do
man.
with this moment?
Bigger than the Academy Awards.
How will we be remembered? Look at the opportunities before us. America is a land of heroes. This is a place where greatness is born. Our ancestors settled the Wild West.
Okay.
Lifted millions from poverty, disease,
might not have
and
been the
hunger.
best thing to put there. It settled it all right. Yeah, it was settled. That's a word you could say, for sure.
Vanquished tyranny and fascism.
Oh, and now we don't like fascism. But specifically, we do disagree on what fascism is, don't we, folks? Don't we, folks? We know fascism. Kamala Harris, she's a fascist. She's a radical communist fascist, socialist Democrat.
The world to new heights of science and medicine, and we are making it greater than ever before. The people dreamed this country, and it's the people who are making America great again. No matter
The Kevin
the
McLeod
trials,
is going
no
crazy.
matter the challenges to come, we must
These
keep
people
freedom
are
alive
bullying me.
in our souls.
So
That one nation,
Whoa.
under God, must
Wait,
be
this guy looked like he was gonna fucking die.
nation.
Is he okay? Look. Whoa! He's gonna hit that telephone pole, man. He's gonna end up like that guy who crashed out in the desert and said, I need help. Oh, I crashed. Where are you, sir? I'm Diamond County. And you crashed what? My flying machine. Because he can't say plane. Because it's technically not a plane. It's not even like a paraglider. Like it's his own personal flying machine he built. And it's so funny. He uses Siri to call the police. Oh, it's a great video.
Under God must be the hope
I have not.
and the promise and the light and the glory among all.
What? Guys, am I dumb? Why was the flag backwards?
Among all the nations of the world. And the light.
What? Is that like a thing?
And the glory among all the nations of the world.
Double-sided. It's okay to
Thank you,
feel
God
freaked
bless
out. I just
you.
think, like, you know what I
And
mean?
God
Like,
bless
whatever
America.
happens isn't going to happen right away anyways. And I don't think, like, you need to be worried if you're not outside. You know? I think you're going to be all right. Especially here hanging out with us. You're going to be fine.
America, thank you very much.
Anything else interesting on his Truth Social? We've got him doing the duel. I'm talking long term here, pal. Yeah, but like things that happen slowly aren't as scary. You know what I'm talking about? It's like unnoticeable. So like my advice is to just like do what's possible in your immediate purview and then compartmentalize everything else and focus on being like literally right here, right now in this moment, wherever you are, whether it's like in this chat or like whatever, like, you know what I mean? Like the only thing I can do right now is like be myself and stream and laugh at what's going on because it's absurd. And that's all I can do. You know what I mean? Ooh, can we watch another montage? Oh.
Greatness doesn't discriminate.
Okay, well, I know a guy who's faced a number of discrimination lawsuits reaching as far back as 1992. So hold on a second.
It doesn't see where you're from, what you look like, or who you know.
Dude, why does he look like he's about to be like, take on me, make your vote, make America great, Trump. You know what I'm saying? Aha vibes. All right. Sorry, I got distracted. I got distracted again. Oh, and now all we have is Donald Trump Truth Social. Mm-hmm. I have "Oh my God, I will vote" stuck in my head, man. Soda. Kamala at 112, Trump at 198. When I think about Wisconsin, I think about cheese. I think about Aaron Rodgers doing the Fortnite crawl animation. FML, my county, is 70% Trump. Dude, I feel like we have so long until we actually find out anything meaningful. Like, I almost feel like we could squeeze in a Hell's Kitchen episode. You know what I'm saying? What about a brief respite from the politics? Hell's Kitchen new season. Give me the Gordo and free my soul. I want to cook scallops and a chicken roll and drift away. Give me the Wellingtons cooked just right. I'm sorry, I'm losing it. Season 9 is what it is, right? Season 9, folks. Give me a few boys to fill my hole. I want to get lost in the rock and roll because I'm a little gay. Why would he say that, man? Why would they say that? Why would they say that, man? I think I've missed a few. Who's left? It's literally a new season. So you have missed a few. Kamala's left. +2. Who won then? I can't. Not little baby boy Raw Meat Russell. Raw Meat Russell, he couldn't pull through in the end, folks. That's what I said, and I knew it from the beginning. I knew Nona had it in her. No nonsense Nona, folks. That goes so hard, but I'm not in a laughing mood. I will make you have fun. Okay? What you do right now has no influence on what's going to happen. We're not going to bury our head in the sands. We're not going to pretend it doesn't exist. We're going to take a little break. We're going to watch Gordo. Audio me? Perfect. Wait, whoa. I have no idea what Jusant is about. Jusant, a French nautical term for receding tide. Okay. Makes sense. Oh. Guy who's only played Fallout 4. I'm getting a lot of Fallout 4 vibes from apocalyptic, desert, sand. Whoa. I'm getting a lot of Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest. Or no, the other one. The sequel to that. This game looks so pretty. Okay. Hey, what did Jusant mean again? I already forgot. Receding tide, right.
Reach for my neck. You'll get turned into an example. Y'all gotta stop.
Spectipok.
Hakeem Allah, thank you very much for the 25 months. Thank you for the
Spectipok.
Ah, shit. Easy V4. My alerts are double, I'll fix it. How easy is it? Can I alt-tab this? Alt-tab this game. Fucking rips, dude. Love that. This is how they ran on the moon. You know what I'm talking about? Receding tide, more like receding hairline, am I right? Borderless window. This game looks so cute. Yeah, I love it. What's this? Oh, I can unclip myself. What? Oh, easy. Okay. Oh yeah. Oh. I just like jumping around like this. Bro got a stamp. Yep. You know me. Carabiner automatically. Hold on, show you the right path to take. So you think this is one of those games that like a really skilled person could beat in 3 hours, but a noob would take like 7 hours? Because I'm beating this fucking game Think about that. Oh, what if I just assume that? The pace is crazy. I really want to see what happens if I fall with these carabiners. Oh, you can wait. Hold A. To what the hell? Climb, climb. Okay, wait. Hold A to load a jump. Oh, wait. Okay, that was kind of nasty. Wait, this game is really cool. Dude, that's sick. That's so fun. Oh. Does my hand stamina go back up? Nope. Okay. Oh, you just have to click? Oh, sick. I see. Is my game dying right now? Yeah, it is. Why am I getting like 10 FPS? Hello? Oh man. Is my stream dying? No. I think it's just... it was because I had my... I was lagging the game by having so much rope out. I get it. Oh. Oh, nice. And if you keep the hand gauge close to the top. Another sleep, turning over stones at the Alta. Harvest. 2 belay stations for parts. A good catch. That should be enough to reopen the old route to Old Cape. What? Who's saying this? Note to self, stop doing business with Rem. All he does is dismantle my discoveries and sell them for parts in the heights. Claims to be a repairman, but he's nothing but a foam salesman, that's what. Oh, you can just place your carabiner wherever you want. Oh, I don't think that was the way. Okay, no. Wait, where am I supposed to go? Huh. Oh. What if it's something like this? Dude, the only way to make it is to do it without a carabiner, bro. Oh, unless that's the way I just came up. Unless I'm going the complete wrong direction here, which is entirely possible. But, right? Like, nowhere else for me to go. Can't go up. Right? What? Okay, they won't let the main character die. Noted. What? Smartest streamer will eventually figure out what's going on. Oh, wait, that's sick. I get it now. So cool. Okay, that's... Oh, okay, cool. I don't have to worry about falling off the edge. Where am I going? What? Oh, and then there's a thing. Oh, and then you can place it yourself. Okay. Wait, hold. Oh. It's literally just over here, bro. I got it, baby. Can you name one NBA player for me? Allen Iverson. Or do you want current? Klay Thompson. Trying to say a spectator doesn't know ball? What are these things? Yeah, jump. Yeah, it's perfect. Aim for the grip? What grip? The one up top? Am I losing? Nice. Let's go. That's progress, folks. That's progress. A little overhang? Don't mind if I do. Yo, thank you for the bits. Jusant guy's kind of jacked. Full X to place a piton? Don't need to. You don't need to place a piton. I'm going. Wait, what? You can double jump? I'm sorry. I wasn't aware this game was based. I know, this guy's a climber's climber. Let's go. Got that shit locked down. Need to rest? Yeah, I don't know why I'm climbing, where I'm climbing. Is this like the test you take to make it out of parkour civilization? What you have to do to get out of parkour prison? How do you make it up here? You just have to do a nasty... Oh, no, we got it. Yup. What? Oh, would you look at that? What are we climbing? A mountain. And when are we climbing it? Now. That's a ladder? Yeah, it does kind of feel like cheating. Did I fucking swing at that thing? Yeah. Anyway, I was getting... So, archaeologists, they're digging things up. My love, I'm so happy to hear from you. We miss you so much. I'm homeschooling. Very much out of my depth. Oh. Spud Pick? Who the fuck is Spud Pick? Can I not go that way? I'm gonna go with no. My shoulder's been hurting. Annoyed with it. Oh, is that like a save point or something? Huh. point of all this? Yeah, this feels more like cinema. Of course. Logbook. 12 octaves after the Jusant? What the fuck? Huh? What's an octave? What's the Jusant? How's this game so far? Pretty interesting. The movement's great. After spending so long marinating and trying to find meaning in life, it'll do me good to see the world as M would say. Hopefully, stopping by her hut, the thought of seeing her again is enough to tell me I'm making the right decision. There'll be other adventurers leaving from low tide? What's going on there? I've got it covered. I plan to make like the expeditions that set off for the salt plain. I'm gonna scatter my journal entries. Farewell, my lighthouse. Bianca? Okay, Bianca. Up we go. Oh. Is that plant gonna eat me? Oh, that's chilling. Anything in here I should know? Am I gonna fuck up the rope if I jump out that way? Where to now? I guess down. It said Jusant was the French word for like a tide going away, but like they said it like, you know, like all the water left. Is there any water? Oh, frozen. What is this? Like a little potato pig. Hey Bianca, you must have cast off for who knows where. I went back to the postal relay. What? I left mail by the door. I'm assuming that's a save. What's the door, though? Are we on a C stack? What's a C stack? I only see stacks, but that's kind of different. You know what I mean? Where am I going? And you. Oh. Wait a minute. Okay. Looks like. Nah. But you gotta get all the way up to the top. How did I go down then? Oh, I see this. Oh. Wait, where am I going there? Trying to get over there? Lovely. Oh. Ooh, no problem. Are we on a swing? No, I'm on a mountain. That's I'm in the real swing state. Fuck is this? Of course, the perfect hole for my conch shell. What I was thinking. Whoa. Oh my god, he's so cute. He's vibing. He's vibing with the tunes. What is happening? I don't know, we just got him out of like a tube. Works, Oh my god, it's so cute. Chapter 2, Migration. Yo, let's go. I'm about to chapter 2 migration out of this damn country. +2. Oh. Oh man. Yo, that's sick. Yeah, I guess we're doing that then. Fucking movement. Okay, my back is broken. Oh. Oh my god, this is just a disaster. He's so cute. Oh my god, that little guy in my backpack is so cute. Holy fuck, what a jump. No. What's my favorite dinosaur? Ooh. Dude, you know I fuck with the Triceratops, man. It's just so cool. What's not to love about it? +2, right? Triceratops go crazy. Oh. Oh my god, he's so cute. Look at him. You can hug him? Bug guy? Ah. Do I get anything from that, or it's just... I'm an ankylosaur kind of fella? Dude. Those are the ones with like the big spike tails, I think. Dude, I'm moving different. He does look very squishable, like he would enjoy being... Gee, you stupid. Bro. Ow! I don't get where I'm supposed to go. dude on my back is so cute. I am kind of moving like a French one. I grab that chain. Place up. Oh, come on, dude. Okay, I have a feeling that's not the intended strategy. But you can't do that crack either. Oh, you could do this. Let out a little and then run sideways. Right? I have it done. Can I get something else? I'm losing it. Can I climb that chain or something? Maybe you just have to try harder? Bro. What is one to do? Oh man, this game really does not like having that much rope out. But it's just the little guy on my back's for. I have bony ass shoulders. Mark's is never down. They're built the wrong way. Yeah, I don't know where I'm going. Gotta be that. Unless... Well, that was fucking useless. Come on, dude. Okay. You can double jump, you little goofball, you little rascal. I forgot about the double jump. Look at this. Easy. Double jump this? No. What a save. What? Can I not grab there? I swear I was there. Oh. I'm gonna pass out. Let's go. Did this look like a minion to you guys too? Do you see it? It's like a punk minion. You know what I mean? It's like sitting there like, wah. Get more water. Looks like we've got a 22% polling lead for XQC here. Going into the Streamer Awards. Yeah, I can see it, Clint. Oh. Twitch, let me use my Prime. Classic Twitch, man. Oh. I'm just listening to the past right now. Got you. Thanks, Shell. Why would I need that? Wasn't I already down here, though? Huh? Where do we need to go now? I love this guy. Ah, that's where I'm trying to go. What? Oh. Then we do this. Yeah, this game looks good. It's really fun to play too. The movement feels great. And you have a cute little guy on your back. I don't even know what this is. He's like a frog blob. Where am I going? There's a boat now. Am I actually going to the... Frob, if you will. Kind of a blob and a frog. Frog. Oh. Grab the ledge. Let's go! How am I gonna get out of this one? Let's go! This cute little blue dude, I'll protect him with my life. Oh, cool. Blue guy likes it here. It is free. Yeah, whatever that just did. And do it again. Ladder. What's the point of coming here? What's this, man? Oh, how could I get up there? Oh, I don't have a way to get up. Over here. There's gotta be a reason. Surely. Ah. All makes sense. Let's go. What's that thing gonna eat? I don't like it here, man. Oh, honestly, gamers, I just have a fucking terrible headache. It's kind of killing me. I'm gonna be live tomorrow, so I'll see you then. Peace out. Stay safe. And yeah, try not to worry about the election too.